You guys want to
Rump
talk about
right in.
something?
Let's do it.
Right into it. All right. I might get through it too quickly without interruptions today for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
why. No, I don't mind the interruptions. All right. Here we go. Oh, wait, I got it on my screen. All right. When we started our last session, Alaric, Deckard, Thoradin, Spargle, Ismark, and Irina were standing on the front steps of Blinsky's, the weird toy maker shop. They had just realized that perhaps the card reading they received from the mysterious Madame Eva was hinting something about this man with a monkey. To not appear conspicuous, Deckard and Alaric went back into the shop while Spargle and Thoradin and the rest stayed outside. They were curious about that other toy that Blinsky was not interested in selling earlier. When asked about his opinion of Strahd or the security of Vallaki, Blinsky seemed confident that the Baron and his festivals have kept the town safe. He also mentioned a story about his former master and mentor, a Fritz von Weirg, who had built a masterpiece of toy making, a Clockwork Man. Under his breath, he noted that he believes the toy is now in Castle Ravenloft. While none would brave going there, that he would reward anyone richly if they were to secure it for him. Deckard pressed further about that other toy, and Blinsky made mention that he made one every couple of weeks for somebody in town, and he gave the impression that he did so under a bit of duress and fear of whomever these toys were commissioned for. He also shared that most people did not seem to like his designs of his toys, and that he didn't have too many friends, that only this group here, the party, and a carnival man had been nice to him recently. Deckard and Alaric left the shop and shared what they learned with the others. Around dusk, the party arrived at a large tavern, the Blue Water Inn. To most, the fragrance of cooked meats and other flavors was enticing. Not quite as much for Deckard, though. They were first greeted by a kind, middle-aged woman behind the bar named Danica Martikov. She seemed extra excited that there were visitors here from outside of town. They drank and ate quite heartily, as the mood of the tavern and the other patrons seemed to pick up in lockstep with their revelry. Erwin, the proprietor of the tavern, soon emerged to help serve the lively inn, providing free beet soup and bread along with their paid rooms. They secured 3 rooms for later and continued to eat and drink fully of the savory fare. Erwin confided in Thoradin that they might need to go easy on the wine, as their supply had dried up a bit, that he might have only about 2 or 3 more days' worth at this point. He also offered that if they were to figure out what happened to the recent shipments, that they could stay at the Blue Water Inn for free whenever they were in Vallaki. Erwin mentioned that the source of their wine was a winery called the Wizard of Wines. Deckard suggested perhaps the Vistani were to blame, and Erwin agreed that he did not trust them and that it was a good thought. Abruptly, around 9 p.m., the doors to the tavern burst open loudly as everyone turned their heads, and most were shocked to see a well-traveled and richly dressed dwarf. This new stranger immediately introduced himself to Thoradin, a fellow dwarf, as Ragnar Relic Hunter, and that he too was here looking for Erwin. He mentioned that some stupid raven told him to find him here. He said that while he was being harassed by wolves and undead on his way here, that some ravens had swooped in and helped defend the dwarf, and that later he had met with whom appeared to be a were-raven named Nathaniel Swift. As Ragnar and Erwin chatted, Ragnar mentioned that he was searching for some ruins named Argynvosthold. Erwin seemed particularly interested in the mention of Nathaniel Swift and asked that the 2 dwarves meet with him in private in the kitchen. Erwin was concerned that Nathaniel had not returned when expected, at which Ragnar mentioned that he said he was heading towards a windmill. While they chatted in the kitchen, the Martikovs' children emerged to help their mother, Danica, serve the customers. And I didn't show this last time, but here is a picture of the whole Martikov family.
Good-looking group.
Mm-hmm.
They all looking rather pallid. Yeah.
They all are here in Barovia. Thoradin, perhaps feeling the effects of the good vintage Red Dragon Crush, decided that the dwarves should suddenly arm wrestle. Erwin wasn't sure what the hell was going on, but amusedly let the challenge play out. Thoradin prevailed in the match, but he was shocked by the sheer strength of the older dwarf Ragnar. Luckily, he had some recent practice in spectating of arm wrestling, maybe a bit of luck as well, for it was unlikely that he would best him again. Just throwing that out there. Erwin, not willing to divulge too much information, seemed to know more than he let on about the wine shortage. Thoradin pried for more insight into what group Erwin may represent, but he was not willing to share any more at this point. Before rejoining the group, Ragnar asked Erwin if he knew of Argynvostholt. Erwin told him that he knew of some castle ruins by that name and that they were maybe a few days' travel to the southwest, past the Lunar River. Perhaps if the group would assist with his wine supply problem, he could attempt to get more information and maybe learn about these ruins and their precise location. While the dwarves entertained Erwin with arm wrestling and storytelling, Alaric, Deckard, and Spargle continued to eat and drink in the tavern. Rejoining the rest of the group, Ragnar showed off a prized possession of his, a sword he called Shatterspike, and Thoradin in turn showcased his own magical sword, Talon. At this, two young punk locals leaned over, seemingly interested in the visitors. These guys looked a bit more well-to-do and were drinking the finer wine and clearly inebriated. Thoradin gave them the cold shoulder initially, but Spargle extended a bit of courtesy and invited the two young men over to chat. Erwin referred to them as the Wachter boys and sort of rolled his eyes and suggested that they came from a family of privilege, and the group should not feel obligated to buy them any drinks. Nikolai and Karl Wachter introduced themselves and seemed excited about the prospect of this group standing up to the Baron, or something of that nature. He incoherently babbled a bit about the Baron being Baron Valakovich, who runs the town and conducts the festivals. At one point exclaiming, "You know who my mother is, Lady Wachter. She should probably be ruling this town instead of that old fool Baron." And at that, the other patrons started kind of drifting away and distancing themselves from the conversation. Ismark and Irina headed up early to the quiet of the rooms. The rest of the tavern continued to wind down, with most everyone leaving before midnight. The Mardikovs and their children hurried around, cleaning up and shutting down the tavern for the night, as the rest of the party retired to their rooms as well. Now we got another fireside chat. We can kind of recap here if you guys want to do that.
Yeah, can we read it like we did? I thought that was cool when we did that.
If you guys don't mind, I prefer that. I think it's good for the stream and stuff.
Yeah.
Or for the recap.
Unless you guys don't want
to. Did I start it, I think, didn't
I? Let's check it out. Let's see.
Yeah, I'll read the narrative parts and you guys just do your own.
Okay, cool.
All right. So as the group reached the second floor of the tavern and begins to retire and unwind for the evening, Thoradin abruptly stopped and begins to get the group's attention.
Ah, what a great night, lads. Not many problems a few casks of wine and some fresh seasoned meats can't fix. There'll be some issues of import I'd like to talk about before we hit the old hay. Some things Erwin, Ragnar, and myself spoke on.
Thoradin looked around, seeing if anyone was listening or watching.
Let's go in one of these rooms.
Thoradin opens the door and leads the group into a medium-sized bedroom. Not too small and not too big, but roomy enough to fit a couple of burly, stocky dwarves and a very sizable half-orc with broad shoulders and enough to leave room for some others.
Am I supposed? Is this me?
No, I think it's.
I was moving us on the map too. I figured while we do this, we'll get to where we should be on Roll20.
Oh yeah, we could paint a picture. That's a good idea.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys see that now. I changed a little bit of where you guys were at. At this point, you're all five of you are in one room chatting. But Deckard said nothing and just immediately followed Thoradin inside. Ragnar looks over at Thoradin and nods his head and begins speaking.
What good fortune I stumbled into this tavern when I did. Like I was saying, me name's Ragnar, a Mithril Hall by way of Gauntlgrim, and I'm a wandering archaeologist. I stumbled into these accursed lands after meeting an old crone on the road, and I trekked through the woods being chased by damn wolves the whole way until I came upon the Birdman, a guy calling himself Nathaniel Swift. We dwarves don't love shape-shifting, let me tell you, but he seemed to be the all right sort of lad. Like I said, he told me to seek out Irwin, and then he said he'd be heading off to some windmill. When Thorin and I spoke to Irwin, he seemed to be in some sort of trouble and seemed to know of this Nathaniel Swift. When I mentioned that Swift told me he was a member of some Order of the Feather, whatever that be, he seemed taken aback. I was attacked by undead on the road and so many damn flea-bitten wolves, and I don't much like the looks of this town. It seems to me that Irwin's problems with the supply chain, the undead on the road, and the atmosphere of fear around this place are all connected, or I'm a bearded gnome.
Now that you mention it, you do look a little like my Uncle Gesmet. A taller Gesmet, perhaps, that ate a tree stump or a barrel or something else wide. We met Nathaniel along the road as well. He wanted us to find him in this town, actually. And I think you're right about the connection. Maybe in helping Irwin with his wine supply issue, we can learn more about the Keepers of the Feather or earn their trust and get some wine.
Oh, sorry. I was doing something for Instagram. Sorry.
I was sending a tweet.
The Order of the Silver Dragon. Irwin mentioned it. I cannot remember for the life of me where I heard it, but that name is burned into me mind like a burning hot dwarven brand.
Thoradin runs his hand over his chin and through his beard, visibly annoyed and perplexed. After a few minutes of deep thought, whether reminiscing about the sweet taste of salted wolf steaks or over a new revelation to the current mystery wasn't quite clear, Thoradin started to look rather delighted, especially with himself, and suddenly snapped his meaty, sausage-like dwarf fingers.
That Revenant, didn't he mention the Order of the Silver Dragon? Wasn't it that undead white bloke?
Ragnar's eyes went wide in disbelief.
You lads tangled with the Revenant?
Alaric shudders in disbelief, almost embarrassed he even made this statement.
That's it, Thoradin. He said his name was Peter Olsevik, or something like that, of the Order of the Silver Dragon. He said to seek Vladimir in Argenvold.
Ragnar claps his hands excitedly.
Moradin's beard. I've been seeking the legendary ruins of Argenvost myself, and you lads happen to be told to head there yourselves?
Providence.
And that's it.
And that's it. So you guys are sitting in this room. You guys are in. I forget who we decided we're taking rooms, but I think Thoradin and Ragnar were going to take this room.
Yeah, didn't Alaric wanted to squeeze in too?
Yeah. Okay. This is the bigger of the rooms, so that would make sense.
Whatever.
So Spargle and Deckard are going to head to the other room, and then Ismark and Irina. I don't have them on here. Let me see where I lost them. But they're in the room. They're already crashed out in the room between you.
Okay.
This room here. They're in this room. So you see the doorways here. 1, 2, 3.
Gotcha.
The 3 big guys are in the bigger room. It has 4 beds. Deckard and Spargle took the other room with 2 beds, and Irina and Ismark take another room with 2 beds. Is there anything else you want to do? It's after midnight now. Is there anything you want to do before getting a rest?
No, I think this is a relatively safe place. I don't think we need to set a watch or set an alarm. But feel free if anyone wants to do that. Go right ahead.
I'm good. I think I was contemplating alarm, but I don't think I need to in this.
Yeah, I
case.
don't see it.
Deckard is not. A Spargle. I don't know about this place, man. You think you can set up one of them alarms or something like that? Just at the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
This place is weird, man. These things chaining up kids and killing wolves, and Whoever knows what the hell's going on. They probably don't even like limes out here.
Why don't I do it?
Just to clarify real quick before you go, Spargle, the way this place works is the staircase sort of winds up here to the. I'm trying to see if I can explain
doorway
it.
into the hall, right? Outside
Yeah,
of
but there's sort of outside of each of the rooms that you guys are in. There's a balcony that looks down into the. So it's like one of those
bar
like
area,
hotel,
right?
right. So it's like there's a balcony. You're on the second floor, and
Yeah.
there's a balcony around. You guys can see down into where the tavern is, the tap house where you guys were hanging out the night before. I don't know if it was clear the way the map's set up.
I mean, Sparrow, does this place weird you out too?
I mean, I think those folks downstairs seem pretty nice, but this whole town's weird. So I'm not worried about setting up an alarm if you think it's a better idea.
I think we should do that. That's a good
Place
idea.
Place is fucking weird.
Okay.
I don't know about this new
So
door. He seems like a good dude.
it's like a 10-foot area, Dan. So I'm just gonna kind of like in that, you know what I mean? So it's covering our door and part of that walkway. I
Okay.
figure if they're gonna come in this door here, they're gonna have to go through it to get to any of the three doors.
Yeah, that's a
Dude,
pretty
just-
solid choke point.
So you're just putting a square kind of right outside the room that you're in.
Yeah, like right there. Do you know what I'm saying? So it covers our door and like centering it there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yep. Cool. All right. You do that. And does anybody else do anything else before retiring?
Not me.
and I omit.
Spargo sees Deckard. Deckard sleeps in the nude, so
I like Fox's face today. How'd I get this? How'd I end up with this room?
Well, you don't know if he looked though, right? So you don't know if he saw you per se. That's really up to where his eyes wander.
Yeah. All right. So Spargle, make a perception check with disadvantage because it's cold out tonight.
someone needs to screenshot the fact that he's frozen.
Oh.
Yes.
Got my knees up.
That was
your video just wigged
That's-
out there for a second. You froze and then
that's-
it went like in fast forward to catch you back up. It was
Let's
really
clip
weird.
that on Twitch, baby.
Mine.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy. I was just
What
saying
did-
now I'm gonna be like cuddled in the corner with my knees up to my chest and kind of scared looking.
Sliding the alarm right in between your two beds and sit out in the hallway now.
Spargo, wow, there's a python in the room.
Is Baden here? All right.
You
All right.
You don't just turn into a wolf without knowing it, do you?
Do you ask me that?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, man, I got some control over it now, man.
Okay.
These wolf people help me control it. It was starting to take me, and I had to do some ritual. These people, and they taught me how to control it.
Okay, well that's good.
It's kinda
I feel
weird.
better then.
Thought I was dreaming.
Is that where you went that one night when you disappeared?
Yeah, I just heard. God, hang on.
What happened?
Trying to find my notes.
I'm just impressed with the detail of your notes. Last time you showed him, I was like, holy shit.
Hang on.
Wish I took notes like that.
Here we go. Yeah, I just heard some voices calling me the woods this one night, man, and then this whole group of. I kind of lowered my voice. I don't know, man. These people are weird about wolves here. Something about the children of Mother Night. I don't really know anything about it. It was this group of people that could like turn into wolves and shit. And they told me that I could control the curse and taught me a few things. And I don't know, man. I barely remember getting back to the tavern that night. But the bad guy, his name was Carol. Carol, is that right, Dan?
Mhm.
Yeah. So there's this group of wolves. It's like against the children of Mother Night. You know, his name is Carol, and I got bit by one of his wolves, and it was going to turn me. But these other people, they like help me control it.
Oh, yeah. All right. So we're going to be killing you soon, probably. Okay.
Jesus.
I know. Well, that's
That's good.
I
Yeah,
know,
that's
right.
true. In
right.
character, right? Just Spargler's it. Exactly.
I don't know shit.
Spargle's like,
Yeah,
"Why
You don't
flipping
think
this
that
shit on me?"
those people, the mothers of the night or whatever, could be helpful in fighting against Strahd, or do you feel like they're on his side?
Now I think they could be some help to us. I think the wolves that attack people, I don't think it's that group. I think it's this Kirill's group. And I think they're aligned with Strahd. So I don't know, man. That's how it went down. Like I probably would have just turned into one of them. Because I got bit. I don't know if you remember, we got attacked by a pack of wolves right after we got here, and I got bit. And that's when I started seeing shit on the walls.
Ah, that's right. That's right. I forgot about all that when we came into Barovia and you were seeing stuff that we didn't.
I was wigging out, man. It was messing with me. And there was like a voice. I heard like a voice when it bit me. Hang on. I'm trying to remember. I'm going deep into my thoughts here. I'm trying to remember what they said to me.
Oh man, I'm killing you. That's it. First it was the warlock, and now it's going to be the cowboy.
Dan, I got to go back in our.
That was our one-on-one session, right?
Everybody has a fucking death wish in this campaign.
Okay, here we go. Hang on. Damn it. When did we do this, Dan? Because this is some cool stuff.
Well, you said September last time. You said it was like since September that you knew you were a werewolf, and you hadn't told everybody.
Okay. Hang on. Sorry.
Crocus was like, "That's like a baby. That's like keeping a pregnancy secret."
Remember that guy?
Hang
You
on.
did for a long time before you unveiled.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, so when I got bit by that wolf, like I kind of blacked out for a minute in the middle of the fight, and like there was this male voice, and it said, "A human travels with, and he exudes courage and fortitude. He could bring strength and purity to the children of Mother Night. Find him." And then I hear another louder wolf howl, and it was like a loud wolf in my head, like, but he was talking to me. So I don't know, man. This Children of the Mother Night might be something that we could help. That could help us against Strahd.
Do you think you can even get in touch with them if need be?
Yeah, I could probably find them. I need to. I don't know if I took notes on how I reconnect with them. That's my breaking the fourth wall
But
there.
mind if we get, we run into any more, I hope it's those ones and not the ones we met in the woods.
I think the bad ones outnumber the good ones by a lot. But yeah, I mean, we could find them. I mean, they were back in Barovia, but I can't imagine there aren't more of them around. But I'll tell you what, this place ain't no friend of wolves, man. I don't think they'll care.
Yeah, I don't. This town doesn't seem to like them very much.
So I don't know, man. That's why I'm freaking out, man. I'm worried that when that guard overheard us, he didn't quite buy my lie. I'm hoping he did, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry I said that right by that guard. I wasn't thinking very well.
It's all good, man. I'm the one who started telling the story like a freaking idiot.
Well,
It's
we'll
like
have to keep our eyes out for that one.
almost like I've got no charisma or something like that. Idiot would do.
We should probably keep our eyes open for any guards that If we see any guards that seem to be looking at us, though, or paying attention to us, we should probably be alert for that.
I agree. Cool. Well, yeah, I mean, and for you,
Especially that big bastard we saw in the,
he's
in
got
the
some
middle
weird
of the town.
boys. Too,
That big bastard.
weird.
Scares the crap out of me, that big guy.
Yeah, he is a big bastard, that fucking bald guy.
I don't know, man. You think Alara could take that guy?
I think that'd be a good fight.
I do too. We should like set up some kind of arena here or something at that festival. We should like organize like a UFC, like a cage match.
That Isaac guy looks pretty bad, but Alaric, when he gets all crazy,
We should do, man. I like who's running this festival. I wonder if we could like organize some fights and stuff and like
maybe.
Ooh, that's more backstory than we've ever got from you.
Pens.
Oh, man.
I like it.
didn't Alaric used to like fight in the arena and stuff? I could do it, right?
I don't know, man. Last time we were in an arena, that's how we got Red Brand cloaks. So, I mean, I don't know. That's
So that was before my time. I don't even know the story on that one.
It was a made up story, and you burned down all the people that heard it about 5 minutes later. That story's going nowhere. They're all burnt, charred corpses.
We were in Phandelver.
Then, yeah, and Delver.
and
It's close.
we
to
got
that.
we got caught.
But like
and
I was
then-
trying to like infiltrate the Red Cloaks. I was like trying to like act like I was one of them. And they were like, so something came up like, how'd you get in? Like you're a new member.
Because
Like
you had the red clocks. You
Yeah,
guys
we
had
were
the
all
cloaks.
wearing
So they
the
were
red
like,
cloaks.
how'd you get those? Yeah.
I was like, yeah, man, like I went through the initiation trial. I fought in the arena and I won. I beat them all. I beat all the fighters that were in the arena. They're like,
Red Cloaks, I think, were why I started tracking you guys in the first place. Because you were wearing those. I think that's how I was trying to get to Glassstaff.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
is it-
literally happened in that build. Like you showed up the next session right after.
And my friend had a seizure, and
That's right. You guys went back to that tap house or whatever that thing was where you were trying to pull one over on the Red Brands, and it was literally just burning to the ground, and Spargle was just sitting on the front step. That's how you met Spargle.
hey guys, I'll be right back. Give me a second. I'll be
Yeah,
right
all
back.
right. Well, I turn over, but I'm like, all right, Spark, I gotta get to sleep, man. Just set up that alarm. Make sure these fucking weirdos don't come up in our grill here.
It's ready to go.
I like it.
Before I actually settle down, though, Dan, I pull out that map that we had. You know what I'm talking about, of Barovia?
Mhm. Yeah,
And I
yeah.
do take out a piece of parchment and I just start sketching some stuff on there, like, and then I look into two, and then I go to bed.
Okay. You don't need me to show the map again or anything like that? You got it?
No, I got it
right.
from.
So that's the last thing Deckard sees as he's drifting to sleep, is you've unrolled the map and you're making some notes on it, basically.
Yeah, I just take it, not on the map itself, but I took a piece of my parchment, I paper and parchment and stuff.
Mhm.
And I was just trying to kind of copy the map a little bit and then make some notes.
Gotcha.
And then I put out the candle and go to sleep.
Okay. And let's see. And so the all right, and you got the alarm set right outside the door. After you guys have been talking for a little while, the whole tavern's pretty quiet. You heard a lot of like latches and banging as the Mardikovs were closing the place up. Enough that Ragnar and Thoradin, who have pretty high passive perception, and probably you, Spargle, as well, as you're kind of laying there in bed, you're getting the sense that the whole place is being sort of locked down, like really locked down. Like every single window, you kind of hear them. You're like almost like counting. The windows are like going chink, 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 and then like really barred up. It almost gives you a kind of comforting sense in a way. Might feel a little Either one. This is Barovia. It's a flip of a coin on that one.
Multiple sleepless nights.
Mhm. Suddenly, 3 old ladies come in with a basket full of toads, and all right. Oh, Jesus. All right. So you guys all fall asleep. Deckard, you might want to check Slack.
Sorry.
You are the one. You wake up first, Deckard. You wake up a little bit before dawn. Most everybody else would just naturally wake up at sunset, but once you read that, let me know what you want to do.
So I wake up and I hear her. Sparkle's still asleep. Right?
Correct. Yep.
And she's out in the hallway.
Yep.
So I stealthily go over to the door. And just listen. I just hear sobs. I don't hear any talking or anything.
Nope. Just that faint sort of sobbing in the hallway.
All right. I slowly crack open the door to get a glance at her.
Okay. Are you gonna peek your head out the doorway and look to the left, or this is gonna be a real sharp technicality here? But just
okay, because you know what? Screw it. I turn around. I'm about to open the door, and then I stop myself, and I put my clothes back on. By the way,
okay.
Good save. Good save.
I was
save.
tracking that mentally, so
He was, I'm sure. Yeah. Oh my god.
And then I go back and crack open the door and look to the left.
Okay, so you stick your head out in the hallway?
Yeah. Crap.
All right. Yeah. There's something that he...
I think I'm going to set the alarm off because I think what's going to happen.
I hate that.
Yeah. So I turn around. The alarm goes off.
Hear that?
I'm like, fuck. I turn around and I...
No, I did say I omit our people though, right?
Oh, did you? All right. I'll retcon that. I wanted to use my screen thing again. All right. Oh,
I
you
hate
omitted
that
your
screen,
people.
though.
Yeah. Did you omit Irina as well?
Yeah, her and what's her brother?
Oh, Bismarck, yeah.
Okay. All right. Pretend that didn't happen. So, all right. Since you were omitted,
actually, so that's actually why I was peeking my head out because I assumed like I would set off the alarm, but I didn't know I was omitted. So, but I peek my head
hate
out
that scream.
and I see what she's doing.
So you look over, and you see Irina in like a sleeping wear, a nightgown, a shirt, just a big shirt or whatever, and she's standing there with
Teddy?
her Teddy, sure, if that helps.
Silken.
Her hair is sort of down, sort of bed worn hair, just kind of like laying down, and she's got a piece of parchment in her hand that she's got kind of crunched up in her hand, and you see her just like kind of quietly sobbing.
Okay. Ah, shit.
Shit.
I see the note and I actually like kind of whisper that like, oh shit, that motherfucker left.
She looks up at you and she nods and just hands you the note. Do you want me to just share this with you, or are you going to? Do you think you'll share it with everybody automatically? Here, let me
eventually.
It should be in your bank now. Did you get it? Do you see it anywhere in your Roll20?
In my Roll20?
Mm-hmm.
Where's my bank? I have a bank.
Let's see. I don't know how it works as a player. You should have like one of the. Let's see. Maybe the third tab over on the top right under your journal. I think it's called your journal. There might be like a hand under handouts or something. Player handouts.
Custom hands out note. Yep. Got it.
Okay.
Okay. Trying to make it bigger. So I'll just read this out loud for the group.
Here, I'll just share it then. If you're gonna just immediately kind of like wake everybody up and share it, I'll just show it to everybody. Whatever you want to do.
I mean, I figured I would just read it out loud because then I'm just gonna have to
there you go.
reading it, and then so just gonna share it.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, you can share it, and I'll read it. Do you want me to read it?
You guys want to tell me and I could share it, or
we got this, Matt.
Or I could tell Adam and then he could share it.
Yeah, well,
yeah. Is anybody around here literate?
Well, yeah, hang on.
Do I have to read it?
Dan, can you email it to me? Can you email me the link and I'll post it in Slack to Adam, and then he can read it. And
we can have Doug read it. Doug said he'll read it. Joe said he'll read it.
You can zoom in, right? Like you can zoom into the note a little bit. To read it on Roll20 better or no?
I can. Not really. It gets a little blurry. Like I can read it out loud. I got it.
I rolled a 3, so I don't get to read
My
it.
friends, it is not by cowardice, but by duty and birthright that I have made the decision to return to the village of Barovia, to learn what demise my people have encountered and to help rebuild the town into something that can stand proudly despite being caught in the shadows of the Dark Lord. I do believe that Irina, and anyone else who is oppressed by Count Strahd need to stand up against his tyranny and torture. But I believe that my place is at the very foothold of his accursed Castle Ravenloft, as the new burgomaster of the village. There I will raise a bastion of defiance as a symbol of the rest of the land. Even the most downtrodden can and will survive this evil. Know that this decision was not easy, and I am only able to make it confidently due to my complete trust of your intentions and that you will care for my sister as if she were your own. Please do see that she remains safe, and when the time is right, know that any help that me or my people can provide against Strahd is at your command. Eternally grateful, Ismark. What is their last name?
Kolyanovich,
burgomaster of the village of Barovia, or whatever is left of it.
What a bitch. What a total bitch. Yeah, we said listen.
We said you're not leaving. Right.
Yeah, in the middle of the night like a pansy. We said to him, you say, if you hide from enough shit in the world, eventually there's no more shit to hide from. It comes knocking at your fucking door. And he was like, oh yeah, I guess you're right. Meanwhile, he was like plotting to leave in the middle of the night. Little bitch. I said we go there, we chop his fucking head off.
So I read it out loud because I was eventually going to share it. But I just.
All right, so now Dan can read it to the whole group, and that'll be like our introduction.
Yeah, right. So we'll read it again, and then Adam, I'll email it. Adam, I'm going to text you a link, and
send me a JPEG.
I'm going to text you a link, and then you can put it up on your phone and hold it to the camera, and Doug can read it through Twitch.
Yes. Yes.
Channel. So, all right. And then I'll download it on LimeWire, and hopefully it's not an altered, like messed up version. And then we.
Okay, so Kazaa's not going to work. Got it. Let me get rid of that now.
All right. So I'm in the hallway. I've just stood there, read this letter, and I folded up, put it in my pocket, and I said, "I'm sorry, Irina. He's a little bitch. Your brother's a little bitch. All right." we knew that. I mean, we've been in a lot of fights, and he's just kind of stood in the background doing jack shit the whole time. This shouldn't be any kind of like surprise to you or to anybody else. All right. So don't know. You shouldn't feel bad about it. All right. But what I want to know is, what's that?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. No, finish.
Like, all right. Because I was gonna get serious for a minute, but
No, that's good. That's good.
what? Just be honest with us. What the hell does Strahd want with you?
It's good. It's a good question. That's good.
She says, oh, I don't know. I don't know what he wants with me. 1 second.
Oh, what a cliffhanger.
You guys have fun? Good. All right, I'll come see you in a bit.
Write it down.
Yeah, I say we fucking tie her up and we grill the shit out of her. That's what we do.
No, she says, I don't know. I think, initially, I think Strahd was just trying to, as he always did, is sort of just whittle down the morale of our people and our town. And, my father thought we could stand strong and band together against Strahd, but we did the best we could. But as he got older, he couldn't really protect us, and then Strahd just started visiting, and I really don't remember what happened when he came.
What do you mean you don't remember? Like he showed up and you blacked out for like 5 days? What happened?
No, I mean it was always weird and sort of in the night and I don't think he could get in for some reason, but they clawed and tore up the whole town and the village and attacked our home every night for several weeks until my dad's heart just kind of gave out.
They attacked the house. Who attacked the house?
Well, Strahd's creatures, the zombies, the wolves, the bats, everything, every night. It was never ending.
And you don't know why he couldn't get in?
No, I don't.
It sounds like you have some kind of history with Strahd, and your brother seems to understand that he knows he wants you for some reason. What's that history?
I don't know. I just all I know is I wanted to get as far away from him as I could.
But you don't know why.
No.
Wait a minute. I just want to make sure we're clear here. I just marched my ass halfway across this fucking place, and we don't even know why we're doing it.
Well, he hasn't attacked me since we've left the village, and well, I hoped that when I left that the village would be safe, but I don't think it is.
Wait a minute. Again, so like we're just running from Strahd for fun? Like a game of fucking tag?
Well, just to save my life and others.
I don't understand why you're running. Because he tried to tear your doors down in your house. So, like, if he hasn't done anything to you, why are we running? He hasn't. We've run into him twice, and he's done nothing to you.
Well, I thought eventually he might succeed, and with my father dead and the village kind of crumbling down, I had to get out of there. At least that's what Ismark thought. Maybe I should go back. Should I go back too?
How the hell would I know? I don't think you and Ismark know what the hell you're doing. I'm trying to get the hell out of this place. And I'm playing escort. I'm the freaking wolf now. I wasn't before I got here.
She says, yeah, well, that, that has concerned me a little bit, but, the rest of your friends have, we've all, stuck together. And I think besides that guy with the pointy ears, we've all, looked out for each other.
Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, you sure. All right. So suppose we left you here. You think you'd be all right? It seems, I don't know, Strahd doesn't seem to be wanting to attack you. I feel like you might be okay, just kind of on your own.
Well, yes, I'm definitely safer here. I would stay here rather than go back to the village.
But you don't know why.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would never. I mean, if I go, I'm way too close to Count Strahd back home. I mean, I thought that's why he was attacking the town, was to get at me or my father or my family, to take out the leadership maybe of the village, and I thought if we left that he would stop his attacks, but I think Ismark's concerned that that's not what happened.
All right. So would you agree we've gotten you to safety?
I feel pretty safe now, a lot safer than I did back there. I mean, this is kind of a weird town, but it's a lot safer than home.
I just want to reiterate one more time. You have no idea why Strahd wants us to hand you over to him, but he won't just kill us all and take you.
I have no idea. I think he's a strange evil man that could be playing games. I don't know. I'm glad you didn't give me to him.
Yeah.
I don't think she knows anything.
All right. Well,
That's just my 2 cents.
sorry that your brother's gone.
You could make an insight check if you think of anything she's saying is suspicious.
Yeah.
Sorry, your brother's gone. He
I'll
was a
do an
useless
insight
sack
check
of shit anyway.
See if she's lying to me.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that.
Nice.
20.
You think that everything she said to you in the last 5 minutes has been pretty genuine and spot on. Doesn't seem like anything was that she was like, yeah, she seems genuine. Everything that she just said was genuine. To the best of her knowledge.
Right, so she could be totally wrong, but she doesn't know that she's totally wrong.
She believes she's telling the truth.
Right.
It's a good way to say it. Yep.
All right, okay. All right,
All right.
tie her up. Let's move out.
I'm sorry. Which room was she in? Like, why don't you head back to bed there? We'll be getting up here in a minute. Sorry, your brother's gone. We'll figure something out.
It's useless anyway, but
She says, okay, well, I'm not going to get back to sleep now. Do you think I should go back and help them?
To your brother. Hang on. No,
yeah,
No,
I have an
we're not.
opinion, but
we're not going back to Barovia right now. We got stuff we can handle out here.
Do you trust this town and these people do you trust this tavern and these people?
I don't trust anyone, anywhere, in any of these places that we've gone. I don't know where the hell I am. No, not at all.
All right. Well, then me neither. I just trust you guys so far. I don't. Other than my brother, I don't trust anybody else at this point. So whatever you guys say, I'm gonna go with for now.
Mhm.
Should I go tell them that he left? And she's nodding at the door behind them that's still now
We'll go.
closed and silent.
Yeah, I'll tell them all. I'll show them the letter too.
Okay, well then I'll just get dressed.
Okay.
And she goes back to her room and closes the
Deckard
door.
follows her. Yeah.
Did she disappear yet?
She's walking away. She's walking back towards
Hey,
her. Yeah.
you have any weird dreams tonight? Anything bothering you?
No, I had a glass of that grape mash, and I don't usually drink. No, I had a lot of glasses. I slept good. I think I don't remember.
All right.
Adam, you're muted. Yeah, it was kind of a word salad. She was just like, yeah, I don't know. I only had one glass, but I had a lot of glasses. But I don't remember really. But I usually sleep good, but I had a lot of glasses. I only had one, though. That's really what she said.
Yep, she's it's earlier than she wanted to wake up. She's distraught by this letter. She's a little bit hungover.
Yeah, she's all fucked up.
Deckard's kind of like, instead of comforting her, putting her on the spot and interrogating her, she's
Right.
a little like scatterbrained right now.
Making fun of her brother and
Well, Deckard's pissed, man. He's in.
I know you role played the hell out of it. That was good.
All right. Well, all right. You head back to sleep. We'll get up here and let the group know what's going on and figure out what we're gonna do.
All right. So she heads back into the room, seems to be like getting ready and everything, and then we can assume that, or you can. Are we assuming you've relayed?
Yeah, I go into the room and crumple that note up and spike it right in. I throw it right in Sparkle's face and wake him up.
Oh,
I hit him, wake him up with it.
I joke.
Hey, check out this bullshit.
This is bullshit.
I wake up and no will penis.
I put my clothes on.
What were you dreaming about?
Yeah. So I wake you up with the note in the face.
All right. So I kind of try to get my wits together a little bit here, and I realize that you threw a piece of paper at me, and I open it up and I read it, and I just that little asshole.
I know,
He
man.
wants to go to save his town, but
Hey,
in the
man,
middle of the night.
Don't go burning shit down now. Just relax. We'll figure it out.
Did others know that?
No, we got to go tell him, man. Let's go. I mean, I'm. It's morning, right, Dan? Like just
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, so just for the record, it is the 13th day that you've been in Barovia, and it is roughly about 6 a.m. It's about.
how is the weather today?
Actually, it has started to. It feels like rain again. It hadn't been raining that heavily since you've been to Vallaki. It's been nicer, but you're definitely getting the feeling of like dark, stormy,
High
kinda
pressure system moving in.
thunder. Yeah, that kind
Relative
of
humidity.
Yeah.
60
Oh.
degrees
Oh.
barometer. I don't know when it is.
Did they use
know-
Celsius?
They actually
Nothing
use-
puts a damper on the festival of the blazing sun like no sun.
Like,
Hey. Good fucking call out right there.
Yeah.
And if anyone's keeping track, that's 2 days from now.
All right, cool.
Because when you arrived, you learned that the festival of the Blazing Sun was 3 days out. So you've been in Vallaki for a day.
Hey Siri, make a note that the Blazing Saddles Festival's in 2 days.
yeah, I mean, do you want to go? Should we go wake them up, Sparkle?
Blazing Saddles
Let's-
Festival.
They should probably know.
Yeah. So I go out, Sparkle. I'm
Yeah.
walking out of. So I guess Sparkle and I go and walk in the other room.
So
I remove my trap.
before you get in. So Thoradin drank a lot, right? So he slept. He's like bare ass, just face down in the bed, just naked, arm hanging over the side of the bed.
Hey, Sparkle, look.
I plant a daisy between the
Look,
cheeks.
Sparkle. I'm not the whole. I do too.
Just to paint the picture for you guys. And I'm snoring. It's just fucking drool. My arm's hanging off the side of the bed. I got like an empty beer fucking mug in my other hand, and just bare ass, just dwarf ass. I'm fucking ass up, just
A lot of hair.
passed out.
It's like waking up next to Shauna.
I go, hey,
Oh shit!
Let me make a clip of that.
Drop madness.
Oh man. All right.
Polish and light. Oh, okay.
Ragnar's
All right.
dead asleep because he's been running around getting chased by wolves.
What was Ragnar doing?
Ragnar's just asleep because he's been running around for a long time getting chased by wolves.
Like a normal.
Yeah, this
person,
is like
you know?
your first night in a real bed in weeks.
Right.
So,
Yeah. I'm not gonna have my ass out. I'm just gonna try to sleep actually.
Deckard
Was
steps
it-
in the
was it
door,
best?
and it's like been like a closed small room all night with 3 guys. He just goes, "Oh my god, man, it smells like shit in this room."
I'd rather eat wolf meat than smell this.
And so Alaric's up.
I'm grabbing a drink. I'll be right back. While you guys chat
Yeah,
through that.
I take the note and toss it to you. I'm like, "Hey man, check that out. That pansy burgomaster guy he left in the middle of the night."
Does Alaric struggle with the note, or is he fully literate? Okay, just want to.
What are you talking about? He's a 20 in all attributes. Alaric is
Right, that's right.
he is a gentleman, a scholar, and a warrior.
He's just 4 steps short of Cthulhu. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Should tie him up. Yeah, he could just kind of follow us around, man. He didn't really do much. Yeah, I talked to Irina, and I fill you in. I was probably a little hard on her, kind of an asshole. I don't, but I found out, she doesn't even know why Strahd's after her, man. Like, she doesn't even know why she's running. She's just honestly just has no idea what's going on. Now, I don't know if you guys start waking up to our conversation.
I'm in a very deep sleep, so you're gonna actually have to do something to wake me up. Whoa!
The hilt end.
The hilt, okay.
The flat.
the flat of the blade. Mm-hmm.
Smack my ass with it. All right.
But
So
yeah,
you hear the metal on the
you
flesh.
do want a smacking sound, right?
Right, you do right.
Okay.
Smack, smack, smacking sound.
And
Okay.
then Ragnar wakes up and says, "I know the sound of a sword on an ass anywhere."
All right.
So
Welcome, dwarf guy.
I feel the cold metal on my ass, right? I feel it. I feel cold metal. And I'm like, oh, that feels like cold steel right on my ass. So I start getting up. I stand up. Now I'm full frontal, just like naked in front of you guys, right? And you hand me this piece of paper, right? You hand it to me. And I go, oh, thank you, lad. And I just take the paper and I just start rubbing like sweat off with it.
I use prestidigitation to put a floating fig leaf in front of.
A rather large fig leaf, right? Because,
Sure, maximum.
yeah. So I just start wiping myself down with that piece of paper, and I crumble it up, and I'm like, "Oh, thanks, lad." And I just throw it to Deckard. Take care of that for me, lad.
Deckard goes, like, slots to the ground.
Hell of a night. Oh boy.
Yeah. Well, right, man. Yeah. So the letter that you just, wiped all over your dick there. It's the letter from our boy Ismark. He left in the middle of the night. He went back to Barovia, brother.
Oh, a letter. So I go and run and I grab it and I try and open it up, but it's all fucked up. It's all ink is runny and
Yeah, like toilet paper that got,
yeah, like soggy toilet paper, soggy. Yeah, just not,
grating.
Yeah.
Oh no! So he's leaving us.
No, he
Why
left.
that cheap little bitch? I knew he was gonna pick up and go.
Yep. Well, Irina's kind of been out of shape about it. So
Does Alaric actually say that? Yeah. Oh wow.
Deckard laughed. I like it. Lark with the jokes. Bringing them. Coming hot.
So I go and put pants on. So I bend down. So you guys see my ass, right? Bend down, just full moon, just Dwarves have no shame. It's no
When
shame.
he bends down, shows his ass to the whole room. Deckard moves to grab his crossbow, stops himself with a disgusted look on his face, and leaves the room to go downstairs.
Wow! So offended. So offended by my
And he says,
dwarf.
I don't need to be in here for this. We'll talk about this downstairs. It smells like just a 10-day-old dead raccoon in this room, and I gotta get out of here. And this guy's naked. I can't look at it anymore.
All right, you can move yourself downstairs anywhere you want. It's morning time. There's very few people in there. So if you're, move. I don't know if you scroll down the map. There you go, back down to the ground floor. Alark and Deckard to get down there first. You just see the Mardukov parents, the adults, the Erwin and Danica, just kind of setting up for the day. There's hardly any patrons there at all. There's an old man, an older looking gentleman, like a scholarly looking guy who is at the bar, who seems to be like getting a breakfast. Maybe you see him like with an apple and like a wrapped up chunk of cooked meat. He pays Erwin for that and starts leaving. There's a woman sitting at the table by herself, an older woman. This was like 6 a.m. at Farmer Boy restaurant, right? He just got all the gray hairs in for their early bird specials. But the scholarly guy is kind of like walking towards the door with his stuff. The woman at the table is sitting there just sipping on what looks like some type of a juice, maybe like it doesn't look like wine. Maybe it's beet juice of some sort.
Yum. Hey, I'm gonna knock on Irina's door as I'm walking by.
And when you knock on the door, she's just sitting on the edge of the bed. She hasn't gotten dressed yet, but she's just kind of like sitting there with her hands, with her palms on her lap, just kind of looking down. And she looks up at you and she says, "Hey, Sparkle."
Hey, Irina, Deckard talked to us about your brother leaving and all.
She says, yeah. She goes, he's not really happy with him, but I understand. I mean, I almost feel obligated myself. I mean, if he doesn't go back, if no one goes back, I mean, what's going to happen to all those people? Who's leading all those people? I mean, if anything, my dad helped kind of keep things, organized and safe. But without that and all those storms we saw and the lightning and the fire, and then she starts shaking.
Well, I'm sure he wants to know that you're safe. So, we're going to help do what we can to keep that. So
I know you will. You've all been very, I mean, except for the guy that was shooting at the birds, You guys have all been really trustworthy.
Well, I think we're gonna probably head out for the day here. So if we might head down and get some food and stuff. I get, I think your brother did what he thinks is right. So, but I think we were just a little upset that he left in the middle of the night. But
Yeah, that's really strange to me. Like, that doesn't seem safe. I mean, it was hard for all of us to get here. I'm really worried he's even going to make it back there, but I don't know. If it's okay with you guys, I'm just going to stay up here for a little while.
okay, if you think it's safe.
She says, yeah. If I'm not hungry, I'm just gonna kind of sleep this off for a little while. If you need me, I'll be here.
All right, sounds good. And then I go make my way downstairs.
Okay. Ragnar, Thornton, you heading down?
Yeah, I get dressed.
Ragnar
Get
says,
some-
"What the hell are you guys talking about?"
So I've.
Oh, you
didn't
didn't hear any of that, or did you hear it, Ragnar?
No, I heard when Deckard came into the room.
Yeah.
Matt had his ass out. So Ragnar's just going to be really confused about it, and he says to Thornton, "Hey, laddie, I don't really know what you guys are talking about. Did one of your party leave last night?"
Yeah, so I tell him in so many words that basically Ismark left in the middle of the night. He wrote a letter. He's the burgomeister of his town, and he needs to go back. He feels he needs to go back because his father was the leader and he passed away, so he now needs to take up the mantle. So he feels an obligation to go back, and Irina is his sister. And Irina was just upset that he left in the middle of the night, and that was that. So I just bring him up to speed.
Cool.
Ragnar just nods his head.
So we go down. I know I go downstairs.
I go down.
All right. Sal, can you move?
Remember when your computer took a shit? Never install Windows. Reinstall Windows again. Yeah, what's up? Can anybody in the stream hear Adam?
Doug
I
said
hear
it's
him.
back.
Doug said it's back, yes. Doug, can you hear Adam, or can you just hear us and not Adam? He can't hear you. So, Adam, in your OBS, make sure that the I'm sure that's what you're doing now. Make sure it's picking up the right device.
Okay, now it's fixed. Fucking stupid. You assume,
Link established.
Sorry, you assume that when you reinstall OBS, that it's like, oh, do you want to restore your cloud settings or whatever, and everything, all the shit is in there. You're just like, oh,
Repopulates,
it'll work.
right?
Right. Except this, they're like, no, we want to use your webcam so much.
We really want to use that webcam.
We're gonna bring in all of your settings except for one, and we're not gonna tell you which one.
Right, so good luck.
It's a little game we play with OBS.
Yeah. So nobody's heard me on the stream for the first hour and 48 minutes, which is cool.
Seriously, that whole time?
Yep. Sorry.
He didn't miss much. Alark doesn't talk a lot.
Wow.
It's a
No,
quiet
I mean,
guy.
I'm not being mean. I'm just saying, you're not like the big narrative guy, I'm just.
It's fine.
Fired. Shots fired.
I was at shots.
It's fine. Dan, when you
Well,
rewatch the stream,
when I was gonna say when I have to
when
I know when I have to do my recap, I'm gonna have to have you
It's
come over
easy.
here and be
It's
like, "What did you
usually-
say at this point?"
it's just me making smart remarks. It's fine.
I'll remember the part where you slapped Thornton in the ass with the flat side of your sword.
Yeah, you hear us going like this.
That's the most important thing that happened this whole session so far. All right. Okay. So you guys all make it downstairs. You've seen this scene unfold, or rather, I describe the scene as rather kind of mundane at this point. Early morning, kind of opening up the place.
What's on the
Irwin
menu?
you don't really see much food and drink at this point. It's 6 a.m. So, yeah.
Bread.
The two dwarves are like, yeah, it's time for like
Right, hello.
first breakfast.
First breakfast.
Kill a wolf. Let's go. Make some wolf steak.
So Erwin sees you guys coming down. He says, "You want something? Eat, drink before you head out."
I'll take some of that beet juice.
All right, and he says, "Yeah, let me go. The rest of the help isn't here yet. I'll go grab some of that."
But Edwin, is it gonna make me fat?
You seem like a healthy little guy. You should be okay with it. I'm not sure.
And I make it too.
Yeah, fair enough. We make a sort of mulled tea, a little heavy, darker tea that's real good for breakfast as well. Would you like some of that?
Do you have bacon?
We could fry wolf steaks into bacon strips if that would be good.
We'll stick with the tea and the juice.
Erwin, you got anything other than wolf around here?
We have bread and we have beet juice and we have
owls or pigs or chickens or any other kind of-
Owls?
No. Did you say owls?
I got owl meat.
You said occasionally we get fish. We're close to the lake, but the fishing's been really out of season, or I don't know. But
Didn't we know that? Didn't we run into that before?
What's that?
Issue with fishing or something? Didn't we talk to somebody before?
I don't know.
I don't know. We fished up wolf heads though, didn't we?
Headless wolves.
Maybe that's why there's no fish because they're
That's what it
like,
was.
whoa,
Yeah, the water.
Yeah, maybe they shouldn't be throwing the wolf bodies into the lake.
yeah, it's not good.
All right. Well, Deckard's grossed out. He doesn't need anything.
All right. Erwin looks at the two dwarves as they're kind of sitting there and says, "Have you thought about my proposition?"
Yeah, we'd like to go to the winery. It's on the way to something else we want to check at the winery. No, it is a winery, right? That's what it was. That where you get the supply. We get the supply from.
Where they get the wine from?
Yeah, the winery.
Yeah, you figured that out? You put those two things together?
Yeah, we're gonna go to the winery. It's on the way to something else, and
Didn't we pick up the dead raven? Didn't we pick up Nathaniel Swift?
I think the warlock did.
No, the warlock was
His
dead
bags
when we left.
somewhere.
No, but I mean, after he killed it, I think he picked it up.
Oh, got it. So we left him.
I think so.
Is the Wizard of the Wines is where he mentioned, right, where they get it from.
Yeah, the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, that's where they make all the wine and stuff. So we're gonna go there. It's to the west, and I think Archon's Vault is also to the west or something like that. So
He said south, yeah, southwest, Arganzolt or whatever that.
yeah, Archon's Vault.
Sorry.
So if you say that to Erwin, if you say to Erwin, yeah, you're gonna head there, he gives you a little better directions.
Oh, okay.
He says to you, Thornton, and he says, okay. He says, yeah, it's only, it should only take you a half day at most by foot, and leaving at this time of day is probably pretty safe.
Yeah, You don't
But-
seem so sure, lad.
Yeah, well, nothing's super safe outside of the city walls, but it's definitely better than traveling at night.
Fair enough. Okay.
He says, the wolf hunters that come in here all the time won't even go out at nighttime, and they're
wolf
toughest guys I
hunters,
know.
you say?
Yeah, we've got locals that are commissioned to, and especially we're busy during the last festival, but have been commissioned to patrol the area and keep it safe. But they do not go out at night.
Good thing I don't have a wolf as one of my friends, right?
Hey, Erwin, what do you? Is there anybody else in the tavern other than us and Erwin? You mentioned
No, the older scholarly gentleman who had like weird glasses on came in and bought something and left right away. There's a woman, an older woman, like geriatric older woman, kind of sitting over the table, just sipping on what looks like some tea. And she's over here. Oh yeah, and then there's another gentleman over in the other corner, also a little bit sort of mid-aged. Just sitting there as well, kind of with his back in the corner, just kind of looking around. He's not like staring at you guys and like in your face, kind of paying attention to what's going on. He's just kind of chilling in the corner, looking around, waiting for something to happen, kind of.
the nerdy looking scholar guy that left. Was there anything particular about him? Anything that stuck out?
I think it was you and Thornton came down first. So his glasses were interesting. You didn't really get a good look at him because he was walking out as you were coming in. You haven't seen somebody with glasses. He seemed a little bit more sort of studious. He had like a pointed white goatee, looked a little bit older. I think the only thing that was interesting, he was carrying some food out. Maybe most people have been coming in here and eating, and he had like an apple and a package that looked like maybe some of that wolf meat or maybe some bread or something wrapped up.
No, well, Erwin, the kind of nerdy looking fellow that was leaving when we came down. Who was that?
Oh, the traveling circus guy. His name's Rictavio.
Rictavio?
Yeah.
What a douchey name.
Traveling Carnival? What's his Rictavio?
Yeah, the guy's kind of crazy. Yeah, his name's Rictavio. He's been here for, several weeks. He's in and out of here every day, dawn and dusk, gets his meals. Yeah, he's been an all right guy. I don't think anything suspicious about him. Well, if you talk to him, he's got all kinds of crazy stories. The Wachter brothers love to hear his stories, but I think most of them are fabricated. I think he's an entertainer of some sort. He intended to bring a carnival or a circus or something to the festivals here, although no one's seen him perform or do anything.
He doesn't have anything to do with the festivals that you guys have, like decorations or anything like that.
No. He's I think he's got he came in. He's got a horse. I know he's got a horse that he keeps at the stables, a nice horse, and he came in with a big wagon and stuff. But he hasn't really participated in the festivals. He keeps his head low. Hasn't caused any trouble. Tells some crazy stories. Brings in some customers, and then he heads out.
All right. Thanks.
He rents a room here as well.
Cool. Thanks for sharing that. Is Thornton near me?
Yep.
Like I let conversation drone on for a minute. Like I don't do this so obviously. Like right after I ask him about the glasses guy, but I whisper to Thornton after a while. Just kind of leaning. I'm like, hey man, should we tell him that Nathaniel's dead?
I don't know if we know that for sure. we could tell him that we strongly believe it, but we don't know for certain, right? I mean, it's not like after Blackwind killed the Raven, it morphed back into Nathaniel Swift. You know, I would say we're 85 to 90% sure. But I mean, we could tell him that. We could tell him what we do know, right? Be transparent.
Yeah, we could tell him that we had this this weird prisoner we're escorting around, and he killed him.
Lad, we should tell him the truth, but I think we tell him once we're on the road, walking around.
Oh, all right. Is he coming with us?
Yeah. Yes.
Erwin's coming with us to the winery?
Oh, I thought you meant Ragnar. I'm sorry. So you're talking about
No, you're talking about the barkeep.
Erwin. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. So,
Newton.
no, let's definitely not tell him. Oh no, hell no.
Okay.
Yeah, we shot him. Yeah, no, it's Yeah.
I lean over to Deckard and I'm assuming Thornton's still in earshot to him, like, you know, that Blinsky was talking about a carnival man. I don't know if you remember.
That was he? Really?
He said the carnival man is his only customer.
Huh.
I'm wondering if this is the
Ooh.
same fella.
It's gotta be. How many fucking carnival people are there in this shit?
Erwin,
Who do you say that to?
I just leaned over to say it to Deckard and Thornton, because I assume they're still talking. Deckard just asked about this Ricardo guy or whatever his name is, and that prompted me to think, and that's why I just reached over and said it to those guys. If Erwin's in earshot, I don't know, but I was trying to just say it to Deckard and Thornton.
Say, Erwin, where might we find Rictavio?
Alaric, I'm not sure if you're in the vicinity too, but you were there for that conversation.
Yeah, I was.
So Erwin says, well, you know, he's here like clockwork. I'm telling you, every day at dawn and dusk. He does rent the room at the top of the stairs. So I haven't been paying enough attention to see if he's in that room and comes back every night, but he is here for a wolf steak and an apple 2 times a day. He says, yeah, I was glad he was able to stay here after, you know, we took care of the whole no pets in the inn situation. But he was compliant with that, so he's been a happy customer ever since.
Should we barge the fucking door down?
Well, I look to our dwarven friends. I look at Ragnar. Really, I say, yeah. Well, is this new guy hanging out with us? Is this guy like we just following this dude around now? This new dwarf.
Ragnar doesn't want to impose, so I just say, well, I gotta be heading over to Argynvostel either way, lads. And I think it's pretty dangerous. So do you mind if I tag along with you?
The more the merrier.
I don't know, man. It depends. You try and talk to animals and stuff all the time instead of killing them?
You into wolves, man?
No, I'm not into wolves. I've killed many of them on the roads.
Oh.
You ever just randomly argue with people for no reason?
You fucking liberal.
You ever shoot your friends in the legs?
You ever drive a motorcycle on your friend's lawn?
Oh, all right.
No, cowboy.
No,
My
cross
name
the line.
is be picking up ancient ruins.
All right. Gordon, is this guy cool?
He's one of the greats, I can tell you that.
All
Just
right.
by having one night with him.
If you're cool with Homelander, you're cool with me.
Sounds good,
All right.
lads.
All right.
So I look
I
to Thor and I say, "All right, man. What's it gonna be? We going to save the winery, or are we going to this Argynvost?"
So Erwin said if we can help him with the winery at the Wizard of Oz, he said that he'll get us more information on the Archon's vault. So then we should probably we should help out the winery first, come back, and then we go to Archon's fold.
Unless
second
it's on the
that.
way. I mean,
People
we could
can
just do both.
We could sparkle, but Erwin did say that he would give us more information if we did help him. So we may have to come back.
Oh, that's right. Okay. That's right.
All
All
right.
right. Well, if it's only a half a day, maybe we should.
Let's hit
Ragnar,
it.
are you okay with making that trip to the winery first, getting some more information about?
Yeah, I think that would be the ideal, right? We go there, probably going to be a tussle or two, right? I mean, that's the way we do things. And then, then we'll come back, let him know what we found, let him know that his supply is back in order, and then he'll give us more information for the next quest, the next adventure.
I asked Erwin about like on the map. I pull out that map and I ask him if he can give me an idea.
Oh, good
looks
idea.
accurate.
Interesting.
Let's-
Interesting. Okay.
Let's all pull out that map. That's a good idea. There we go.
Okay. All right. So you unfold this map and lay it on the counter.
Yeah.
Okay. So he looks at it. He points at the town that's marked Vallaki, and he says, "We're right here."
We got that.
Oh, he was really excited that he knew that. And he starts to draw a line he starts to draw his finger. I don't know if I can do this with Roll20, but he draws his finger from that the dotted line road out of Vallaki to the west.
Yeah.
And he starts to point and he says, "You see that bridge there, that first one you get to?"
Yeah.
He goes, "That's the Luna River." He goes, "I don't think this map is super accurate. And I don't really know my way too far west of here. I could walk blindfolded to the winery. This map is just not quite what I expected. But if you head west and you go past that bridge, shortly past the Luna River, you'll get to a crossroads. When you hit those crossroads, follow the signs towards Kresk."
Okay.
He says, and he points to Kresk on the map. You see that off to the far west?
Mm-hmm.
He says, "I think, if I'm looking at this right, this other crossroad," and he's pointing to the one that's near Kresk that dips down to the south.
Yep.
That little T. He's pointing right there. He goes, "I think that's where you want to go." But the map's not accurate to my memory here. So go past the Luna River crossroads, follow it to Kresk. When you get near Kresk, you should see a sign to the winery, or you should see another crossroad to take you south to the winery.
So this is going to be a couple really long hikes, huh?
Actually, he says it's usually, when we send a shipment, it's about half a day.
Oh, okay.
So when they leave with a wagon in the morning, they're here by noon. So
I was just going by the legend, the 0 miles to a really long hike.
Oh yeah, that's I forgot about that. Yeah, so this is like 2 very long hikes.
All right, cool.
He says, I kind of assumed that you guys were gonna help out here. And he pulls a huge backpack out from under the back of the counter, and he says, "This has at least 2 days worth of food and drink."
What kind of food?
It's just full. He says it's full of bread and apples, and a couple flasks of water. I wished I could spare more wine. He goes, after last night's festivities with you and your gang, yeah, we can make it through tonight. But what I'm really worried about is we have no wine for the festival, and that the Baron or his henchmen are going to be in here asking for it, and we can handle those guys. Don't worry about them. but I just don't want to have to deal with that.
We
If
got
don't
you
have-
covered, Owen. Don't worry, lad.
if we don't have wine for this next festival in 2 days, there's going to be all kinds of trouble around town that this Baron's going to cause us. So,
What was the bald guy's name? The big bald fucker?
Isaac or something.
Izek. Yeah.
Isaac.
he says, "Is there anything else I can get you or help you with before you guys head out?"
Oh, can I get a bath, lad?
A bath? Well, I mean, there's washing basins in all the rooms, which you can use as you see fit. Or if you want to head out into the stables, you're free to take a dive into one of the wash bins for the horses.
Why are you looking at me like I have 5 heads, lad?
That's all we got here. It's
All right, all right, Erwin. Take care, brother. See you later, brother.
All right, we heading out.
Mike on.
Go on the open road. Let's go, lads.
the 5 of you.
Yeah, the 2 dwarves, the cowboy, the half orc, the gnome. Yeah.
No. Well, what about Irina? I'll run up to check on Irina.
Oh yeah, her. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Go.
All right, so you head up, and Irina is still in her nightgown, still kind of sitting on the side of her bed, and she sees you, and she goes, "Hey, Sparkle."
Let's bring her a cup of coffee. Can we do that? We'll bring her a little cup of coffee. Maybe she'll like that. Erwin, you got coffee? What's the deal?
He's got no. He says, I don't know what that is."
Give me your strongest tea, lad. Something that'll pick me right up.
Yes. Oh yeah. Well, we have the double mulled stuff that's a little bit stronger.
Yeah, give me the double mold. Go ahead.
He pours a big glass of it, and it looks almost like coffee. It's like an Earl Grey tea that's almost black.
Spargo, give
Yeah.
this to Irina.
Okay. All right. And I run up there, and so he said she's there in her the silky
Yep.
teddy, right?
Yep. And she takes the mug.
Yep.
If you hand it to her. Mm.
Thornton got you a double mug of some mold tea, so that should be delicious.
Mold.
I'm sure.
Mold.
Should be
Okay.
delicious.
She takes a sniff of it and she goes, it smells okay. And she starts sipping from it and she goes, so what's the plan?
We're gonna head over to check out about that winery.
Ooh,
And you
a
get dressed
winery,
up.
okay.
Oh, wow.
Do you want me to go or stay here?
I think it'd probably be best if you came with us.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that
I didn't
sounds.
really hear anything about Deckard's conversation anyway, right?
Other than what he explained back to you guys
In the morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, so I just say, yeah, I think probably I just assumed, yeah, that you would come with us.
She says, "Okay, yeah, yeah. I mean, the wolf guy was talking about me staying here because it was safe. But if you guys want me to come," she starts putting her gear on,
Yeah.
and she has good
I-
traveling gear, as you remember. I mean, she has like
Yeah.
good stuff. Like she's not like a damsel in a little nightgown all the time. She's pretty well equipped and carries herself pretty well.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, I think I would just assume, yeah, why don't you come with us and we can talk about it at least downstairs once you get ready.
Okay. So a few minutes later, she joins the rest of the group. She's dressed up. She's got her hair cleaned up, pulled back. Looks like she's good to go.
And I do mention, guys, I'm like, she's coming with us, right? I assumed.
She kind of looks back and forth as you say that. She's like,
Oh yeah.
I was looking at Deckard, but I just realized he stepped away.
Oh yeah. Much safer with her on the
God,
road
figure.
with us. On the road with us than here.
I don't
I
like
think
the
that-
creepy town and you being alone in it. I think Irwin's very trustworthy, or seems trustworthy, but I still don't trust this town.
so him and Danica are standing there. Are you saying this that they can hear or not?
No, I wouldn't be talking. I'm trying to just
Sparkle, man. Every time.
Well, I was checking. That's what I'm checking.
I know. I guess I got to be like, yeah. I mean, I'm not talking about Erwin. You know, when he's right there. I'm assuming we're kind of just pulled together in our
The
group.
people in this tavern are weirdos. You should come with us.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, to that effect, I'm not talking about it loudly because I don't want this. I don't care who these people are. You know what I mean? Whether they're interested or not, but I don't trust, anybody.
I mean, you're much safer with a big bunch of burly adventurers such as myself and the others. So that's why you should come with us.
Right.
What do you say, honey? You coming?
She says, "Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we're not gonna go back and help Ismark, or you don't think that I'm safe here, I want to be right by you guys."
So I put my arm on his shoulder. And I say, Irina, your brother, he's back in the village of Barovia. He's leading. You're going to lead a different way. You're going to be on the offensive. That's how you're going to fight against that son of a bitch.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. I mean, I wasn't trying to. Okay.
No, but what you're saying is persuasive, and she's on the fence, and I want to see how she reacts.
All right. You guys ready for my 4 + 2? Let's do it. Oh, 14 + 2. Okay.
She says, "You know what? I've spent most of the morning while you guys have been talking down here trying to think of what my next step is in all this, and you're right. He's fighting his fight, and that's where he belongs, and where I belong is right here with you guys. And
That's right, Irina.
maybe our paths will cross again, and maybe by us going the other direction, we'll find some better way to help Ismark in the long run than just running back to the village."
That's right. You must have the cottage. And I believe you do.
She
I believe in you.
she grabs the backpack that Erwin threw up on the counter. She throws it on her back, even though it's kind of heavy for her smaller frame. And she says it pulls her back, and she goes, "Let's go." And she starts walking towards the door.
All right.
Such
Thank
a
God she's
tough
fucking
girl.
gone, huh? Such a tough girl. Wow. All right, let me have my fucking beet juice first, okay?
All right, it's getting to be later in the morning now.
All right, we gotta go. Okay, so I take the beet juice, I throw it.
The storm is starting to pick up a little bit more in terms of it felt like rain in the morning. Now you're just the dark clouds are starting to roll in. You're seeing some crackling lightning in the distance. The town of Valaki, as you step out of the tavern, is a little more quieter than you'd expect for this time of day. It's still early, so it's like 7 a.m. So it's not
Where
bad.
are the storm clouds in relation to us? Like, where am I?
The storm. You're walking towards the storms in a way. So if you're looking, like the storms are coming like west to east, they're flying east. It's sort of like as you step out of the Blue Water Inn, and you look to the west, like where you would be heading. That's where they told you to go, out the west gate of the town. That's where you're seeing that kind of on the horizon. It's coming that way.
So it's
I have no choice.
So it's like already raining thunderstorms on top of us, or
getting close. You can see it's rolling in. It's like
rolling
it's
happening.
But it's definitely all right. For what it's worth, Alaric likes this. It's almost like the bad weather, the overcast skies. I don't want to say bad weather. The overcast skies and the looming thunderstorms invigorates him.
I gotta grab a drink. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same. You guys want to take a quick 2-minute break? Because I'm gonna hit the restroom too.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, cool.
Is it illegal to look at porn on my stream?
Probably not.
Oh, okay, good. Well, how's life with 3 boys?
Busy. Very busy.
Couldn't imagine, dude.
Like, I don't do anything between 7 a.m. and 8:30 besides work and take care of kids.
It's fun. It's good stuff.
But it's awesome. It's worth it. Max is like becoming a little human being. It's weird.
God, how old is he now? 2, 3,
Yeah, he's 2.5.
2.5. Oh my god.
Twins turned 6 months last week.
I saw that. It's crazy.
I think it's really weird when I see Sis walk in their office there. I'm like, you're like 4 years old. What do you? Why do you look like you're going into middle school?
She's 9.
So
Dude, Noah's 13.
that's
He's
Dude.
13. He sounds like he's 30. And he is really good at video games.
yeah.
Oh man, it is embarrassing how much he carries Matt and I in Rocket League. I try so hard. And he probably puts in minimal effort. Because he's a teenager, right? Everything when you're a teenager is half-assed. I mean, he's just ridiculous.
I remember when I was kind of good at video games.
Yeah, it comes and goes.
I love when he makes fun of me, and I'm just like, I'm trying my best. Like, I'm really trying so hard.
He's definitely got. I mean, he's got a lot of my blood in him because he's very sarcastic and doesn't hold back.
Yeah, like, he won't say the thing, like, outright, like, you suck. He'll just, like, make a meme and, like, put my picture on it, and I'll feel really bad for a couple days. But look, he's got a lot of good stuff headed his way in life, right? He's got all the good things to look forward to.
Oh, yeah.
So many good experiences that we can all remember from 13 to 21, right? So many good things.
First dates.
He's gonna be in high school.
Good luck getting out of a locker when you get shoved into it, buddy.
He won't
I
get
don't have
shoved
to worry
in.
about that.
Oh, everybody gets shoved in.
Nah.
Everybody gets shoved in a locker.
We don't go to school anymore.
Yeah.
That's true.
We just stay home.
We stay home and play video games.
Yep.
I'm using push to talk because I have the wind tunnel on behind me.
Hey, if things
You
picked
guys
up
are
at
my
the station,
fan? They just last couple weeks they have like I'm booked for the rest of this week.
Oh,
nice.
Yes.
So I've been meaning to tell you, my neighbor has a. He bought a Mercedes AMG thing,
Oh god, my condolences.
and he'll be driving, and it just all the electronics turn off, but his car's still running, and it'll just stop.
Is that a Camaro?
It's a Mercedes, and the engine's still running. Because it's electronics, he can't use his button to turn off the engine. So the engine just runs, and he has to like do something where he like shuts off the fuel pump. And Mercedes can't tell him like why it's happening.
Awesome.
Like he brought it in there. He brought it in there like, yeah, we changed the battery. We think that's it. He's driving it home from the shop, and it does it again. It's happened to him 3 times.
seems like a little bit of a problem.
And every time he mentions,
So you're talking like newer Mercedes probably.
yeah, it's a 20. Gosh, yeah, it's a newer. It's within the last 3 years. Now he did buy it totaled and had it. His best friend is like a.
Oh,
Mechanic.
so it's a salvage car?
It's a salvage.
Oh my god. You talk about opening up a can of worms you don't want to. Oh my god.
Yeah, once you open that Pantera's box, you can't close it.
I'm back if you guys are waiting on me.
Pantera's box. It's true though. You don't want anything to do with that.
No, I think everybody's back.
Yep, I just have to run upstairs real quick.
I'm back.
Sorry, I'm sitting here doing something that I was asked to do, and I don't want to forget.
Pantera's box.
I could start to narrate kind of through this as you guys go. Well, are you doing anything in town as a group, or are you just moving? Are you just leaving town and following the directions?
That's kind of what I was thinking. Just make since it's half day one way and it's crappy looking outside. I figure we try to make good time.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
All right. So you guys are moving your way through the main street, the main road that comes through the town. Now, this is still the old Svalich Road that you have been on, as you remember, since the very beginning. Even before you got to the village of Barovia, there really has been like one thoroughfare, one like turnpike interstate type of road called the Old Svalich Road that you've been on, and it happens to run right through Vallaki, and that is the main road that runs east and west through this town. So you're continuing on that. If you want to stop and check out any buildings, do any shopping or anything like that, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm assuming you're moving through town. The only thing that you see that seems to be a particular interest as you're going, other than a lot of residential and maybe unbranded business commerce buildings, meaning they're not like public retail. They're more like maybe where people work or guardhouses or God knows what. That's pretty much what you see. But as you can tell from the map here, there's a lot of little buildings and stuff. You're getting close to the western gate of the town, which I think you had heard earlier when you came in to the village or to the town of Vallaki on the eastern side. They called that the Morning Gate. And this western gate to be called the Sunset Gate, for what it's worth. And you're getting close to that. Right here, though, before you get to it, you see you just take note of a large church. So that's a notable building, church with a
Oh yeah.
With like a cemetery, a set of graves on the outside of it. That's right here. But then eventually you get to this gate, and there are guards there, and the gate's closed. But as you're leaving the place, the guards look back at you all, and initially they look like they almost see a group of people in their peripheral vision, and they're just almost going to open the gates. But then they do like a double take, seeing that it's a bunch of non-Barovians, perhaps, or people they haven't seen before for sure. And they look and they still open the gates, but now they're really kind of watching you as you guys walk through. They don't say anything, but they open the gates.
I wink at one of them and tip my hat. What's up?
I assume I'm right behind Roland, and as we're walking by after the hat tip, I just kind of point
Roland.
I roll. Oh my god, I was just
Roland's
looking at
dead,
his
yo.
Twitch thing. Dex. I kind of point to him as I'm making eye contact with the guard, and I just go.
So the guard first looks at Deckard, just kind of like weird, and then he makes eye contact with you, and he smirks, and they both start laughing a little bit. Like you actually were surprised you got a laugh out of these dry ass Barovian people, but they giggle and stuff, and they open the gate and they go, and they look up and they go, "Nice day for a hike." As you hear, and almost on cue, thunder just booms out in the distance, and you see the horizon sort of light up with lightning. And the clouds look as ominous as they ever have at this point.
Good day for it. Hey Dan, real quick, what was the name of this road? You said old.
The old. I'll write it into chat because it's a weird spelling, and I don't know that I always say things right. But this is how we're gonna say it because I'm the motherfucking DM.
That's right.
The old Svalich Road.
Cool.
Probably needs a few more vowels in it, like Sturmak's last name, but that's how we say it. All right. So at that, you leave the town of Laki. You're making pretty good time. The rain hasn't started yet. It just feels like rain. The clouds, you get that cool sort of breeze that's coming in ahead of all the storm. You definitely see it out in the distance, and it's sort of like creeping you out a little bit. The way it's sort of like almost looks like it's arcing at you and kind of like spread, like the electricity, the bolts of lightning seem to be like almost like jutting towards where you guys are coming, where you guys are heading. As you make your way down the road, I will move us over to the overland map. I had to mess with this a little bit today, so hopefully it's not too messed up for you guys. Are we good? You guys see the overland map?
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
Okay. Now, are you where you want to go?
I mean, we're
I think just
right
generally
before the
do
bridge, right?
due west. We want to head due west because that's
Yeah.
towards the bridge. Do
Yeah,
we know which
you
way
see
is west?
you see the red marker, right?
Yeah,
Yep, that's where you guys are at.
Oh,
I mean, unless
I say due west.
yeah, I would say keep on sticking to the road.
Okay, and you're gonna cross this bridge.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
the Luna
Looking
River.
for that crossroads and the sign.
Okay, are you gonna inspect the bridge for like traps or any sort of magical? I'm just kidding. I just say shit to see if you guys will pick up on
You
it.
had me
Use it
going
up.
for a second. I'm like,
do.
probably.
I just wanted you guys to be like, no, we're gonna stop and check the bridge for traps.
Yes.
Be like, you fuckers. Yeah. So no, you cross the bridge. It's a well built sort of bridge. This, what you've heard from Irwin and others, you assume this bridge to be crossing the Luna River. From what you learned before, it's safe to assume, based on the map and all your geographical awareness, that heading north, where the river's feeding from, would be the lake that you guys were near before, and that Vallaki is on. So to the north up here is probably the lake. You cross the bridge, and you decided not to check for traps on the bridge. So I'm just kidding. Hold on one second.
The bridge explodes and you all die.
You're up now.
As he rolls a 20.
He would too.
No. I just got to get to what I'm supposed to read here. The road comes to an X intersection with branches to the northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast. The lower half of a snapped wooden signpost thrust upward at an angle near the eastern elbow of the intersection. The top half of the sign, featuring arms pointing in 4 directions, lies in some weeds nearby.
Suppose if we match it up so that it all right, well, I look for the signpost. I'm small in stature, so if it's big and heavy, I might need one of you guys to help. But
Yep. So you found some pieces laying there next to the signpost. You gonna try to like reassemble it?
I was gonna see if if it's, if it's got signs or arrows going in 4 different directions, if I line it where the road we came to the Vallaki, I could kind of see.
Yep. Make a perception check.
Right. Oh, that's good.
Okay. So you guys see Spargo like pick up this chunk of sign and just like fumble around with it, and you're like, "What's he doing?" Like, whoever's standing next to him, Alaric, do the same. Roll a perception check, and you're almost like, "What is he doing?" He's got it upside down, and he's like trying to put it on the sign, and it's like very clear to you, Alaric, how this like should line up.
So you said make a perception, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Key here is to do a better perception check than I did.
So as Spargo, who is typically the sort of cerebral, brilliant one, is just literally has this sign upside down. Alaric, you walk over and you grab it and you flip it the other way, and it slots right on top of the signpost and fits in like two pieces of a puzzle. Spargo is like, just kind of looks a little embarrassed, like maybe had too many glasses of wine the night before. But now you can read that the sign clearly says, all written in common and nice and clear. To the southwest, Kresk and Solanka Pass. To the northwest, Lake Baratok. To the northeast, which is the route that you came from, it says Vallaki and Ravenloft. And then to the southeast, it says Berez. Which way would you like to go?
Quick question. I'm sorry. Northwest. You said it said to
Lake Baratok.
Southwest was towards Kresk,
Southwest was Kresk.
Kresk and Solanka Pass.
which actually contradicts the map. But unless it's just really telling us which way to head to eventually get to Kresk, But I think it's legit.
So do we believe our map or this?
Yeah, it seems different than the map.
Well, we've been told that the map by Irwin is not like the most trustworthy thing. Like Irwin even said, like, "Oh, all this map doesn't really seem."
Strahd.
Yeah, well, maybe we can like detect magic on it or something. I don't know.
Do it. Okay, who can do that? One of you wizards do that.
We only have one of those.
Oh no.
The other one died
no.
because he was not being friendly.
I'd like to roll.
You know, though, if you
insight
look at
check
that
on the
little
sign.
tiny map. Fuck, I don't know. If you look at that map, though, right past that bridge, there is just that little thing and that little trail goes north of the woods, and it looks like there's a lake there. So that might make sense. I don't know. None of this really makes sense. This map's shit.
You see the red lines on the overland map now, right? I wanted to. That's more of a. It's just to make it clear, very clear where the roads are.
So I guess so. Then we want to follow southwest, correct? So where the
I think the middle one, right? Because if we go directly south, because what both maps can corroborate is there is a three-way fork in the road. Both maps do show that. The overhead map
Right.
that we're looking at and the rough map found on the Wolf Corpse. So if this is indicating anything, if they're both indicating one thing, it's that there is three ways to go. Going directly in the middle will head, which looks southwest relative to like where we are now. That will probably get us on the path to Kresk, so I think it is legit.
Also,
Okay.
Irwin said he could walk to the winery with his eyes closed, and he said he follows that sign. So that makes me believe him more than that map.
yeah,
Yeah, I think we're good.
I agree.
We'll spend 20 minutes trying to figure this out, but then we'll just shoot a bird that could be a person.
So I'm sorry. So which direction are you guys going?
The middle, the fork in the road. That's like the middle, right? Like the middle one.
So northwest, southwest, or southeast. You came from the northeast branch of this, I guess. Or just ping it for me.
Right.
There, that way, southwest. Right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Okay. All right, so you follow this. Yes?
Yep,
All right, now we're just,
Yep.
holy shit.
That's it.
There's a kidney and a vagina. All right. So as you're starting down this part of the road, it seems like this is likely the extension of the western side of the old Spalich Road. Anyhow, that the other branches might have been smaller, sort of paths, for what that's worth. But this winds around this direction for quite some time, or another couple miles. Every one of these hexes is a quarter mile. You guys move about 2 miles an hour.
I live my life quarter mile at a time, anyways.
And you get up to about this point here, and there's another branching path. I wouldn't call it a road that goes to the south. There's no signs, and it looks like it's not well traveled.
Yeah, we're
Or
not
you
doing
can-
that.
You can continue to the west, which looks like more of the main road.
That's going to head us towards like a church, it looks like, or some sort of Victorian-looking stone building. We're going to go ahead and ignore that. We're going to keep on the old Spalich Trail. We're going to stay on that.
Okay. All right. So, again, you continue. Now, the storm is now starting to hit you. As you go right past this last branch where you just said, we're not going that way, we're going the other way, you guys notice that out of the trees on both sides of the paths, flocks of ravens are sort of like weaving in and out just barely in front of you. Kind of like two distinct sort of flocks of them that are just carving in and out of each other, just about 500 feet ahead of the group, almost like keeping pace with you guys as you go.
Deckard, get out your crossbow.
Yeah, almost like they're pissed about one of their dead kin, right?
You continue to move another couple quarter miles down the road, and up ahead, about a half mile ahead, you see what looks like maybe another bridge approaching. Again, the road dips off a little bit to the south, but it looks there like it's another softer sort of path. The main road heads closer towards that bridge, and you see what looks like about another quarter mile ahead, another crossroads, close
But
to the
there's
bridge.
I'm sorry, Dan. There's no sign at this where we're at right here, though.
Not where you're at right there. The southern path looks like it goes. It starts to climb upwards, this southern path, and as you look in that direction, you see mountains and stuff in the distance. Like maybe that path would take you up into some pretty higher terrain over there. The main road continues west.
Yeah,
I'd say we
let's...
get over to the bridge and see if there's a sign
Yes.
there.
Yeah, get over to the bridge. That's where Kresk is. I'm telling you, that's where Kresk is. I've been here before, I'm telling you.
As you get closer to this crossroads, the rolling front of that storm almost meets you as you get closer to this bridge, and that blackness, it's almost like a wall that's come toward you. Now the lightning is striking around you, meaning it's like it's on the sides, it's behind you, it's right above. The lightning and the thunder cracks are almost instantaneous with each other. There's no delay, meaning that you are... And now the rain starts coming down, and that cold, unsettling, like to your bones kind of feeling comes in. One of the cracks of lightning, though, goes right through, or almost just directly strikes one of these clouds of ravens that are weaving in front of you. And at that, the ravens just kind of shoot off in a bunch of different directions and just disperse. And you don't see them anymore as the rain now starts coming down as like a just torrential downfall. As that happens, though, who's kind of leading the group,
I'll lead.
who's walking out front, Alaric,
I'll assume I'm probably leading here.
you're kind of putting your hands down in front of you and just kind of plowing ahead, and you do see a big signpost as you get a little bit closer to that bridge that's just in front of you, and you see a weather-worn signpost next to the road. The 3 arms of the sign point along the 3 branches of the road. So now you're here, almost right before the bridge. I'm just uncovering some shit that you would be able to see from your distance. The arm pointing north reads Kresk, and through the woods you can see an arching stone bridge spanning a river. The arm pointing east reads Valaki, and the road slope. Yep.
Pointing east, which is where we just came from.
Correct.
Okay.
And the road slopes gradually up in that direction. The arm pointing southwest reads the Wizard of Wines, and the road slopes gently downward in that direction.
Southeast.
Wizard of Wines.
Southwest.
So that's what we're looking for.
Yep, we're going to the Wizard of Oz.
Going to the Wizard of Oz.
As you're looking at the sign, just to the south of where you're at in the woods, you smell
Bacon.
some burning. No, not like a fire burning, like wood burning.
Like
So
a hickory smell.
I'm looking up at the sign, and then all of a sudden I smell the burning, and I instantly know it's to the south of me. Like I'm gonna turn around and look.
You smell. You're like looking at the sign. You're kind of reading it. The wind and the rain's coming down here, and you catch the smell of smoke, something burning, and you're looking around, and you look to the south, and you see a little bit of just an opening like in the trees, and you can tell that it's coming from that direction.
I don't. See
And now that you look, you see just a little bit of like smoke coming up, just maybe 40 feet off the side of the road, coming up out of the woods right there.
Oh man!
And that is directly south of me.
Directly, it would be. I'll even mark it here.
Like here.
Yep.
Okay.
Like right there.
All right.
Right into the woods, barely into the
Anybody
woods.
else notice this, or was this just me?
I don't know.
Just you so far.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm going to point at the smoke that I see. You said in the distance, like over the trees.
Not even in the distance. I mean, it's like from here to your sidewalk from your front driveway or from your front step.
I'm gonna go, guys. You see that fire over there, or the smoke?
Oh yeah, let's go check it out.
Yep. As soon as Alaric says that, you guys all look over and you smelled it yourself for a second. Now you see smoke pouring out of those trees, and you see the little bit of a opening in the bushes. Looks like some bushes got pushed off to the
Could
side.
be bacon.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Could also be trouble.
Could be.
Either way, I have an appetite.
Could be a lightning strike.
All right, so we're gonna start.
Go ahead, yeah, fearless leader. Lead us right in there.
Woods.
All of you guys just running in, or what? How are we doing?
No, we're not running in. We're just kind of like we're walking.
Yeah,
I
don't think there's anything in Barovia that we're going to charge after.
Run towards.
Like,
What if Irina was in trouble?
swiftly. That's it.
All right. So who's leading into here, and are you trying to be quiet, or are you just walking in?
I would say that I'm cool with leading this, and I would probably be being quiet because I'm
Yeah, we're like church
very
mice.
cautious of
Uh-huh.
every single thing going on here.
Church mice, absolutely.
I agree.
Okay. So Alaric, and who's next to you? Who's going in second?
Me.
Thornton. Make stealth checks.
That's good. I'm good at that. I'm really big.
And if you have heavy armor, you might need to roll disadvantage. I'm not sure what you guys have there.
I don't even wear armor. I'm a baller.
Oh yeah, it's automatically marked on my character sheet.
If it has does it have a D on it? Like a
yeah,
red
it's got a
D?
big
Yeah.
old D, right?
All right, so you so roll your big old D twice.
Oh jeez, this is getting PG-13.
What did you roll there, Adam? You rolled
18. Oh,
So it's probably going to be that.
That's good.
Do I need to roll again, or does it matter?
You could, because you could get a natural 1.
Oh wow,
I mean, that's already pretty stealthy.
Yeah.
that's
right.
already pretty stealthy.
So the real big Alaric is like kind of like going in first and is as quiet as a church mouse.
Like a
Going
big
back-
tiger, right? Like a big
Yeah,
panther.
just like you're like, wow, how is he so? How is something so big, so quiet, and he's pushing all these, and then all of a sudden Thoradin comes in and just fucking trips over the back of Alaric and like rushes into a bush, screams a little bit, his armor talon clanks into the back of his boots a couple times, but Alaric looks back almost like in disgust, like the fuck, as he was so stealthy. But
Still a little hungover.
You walk into, you both see a pile of just what looks like just like papers and maybe some leather containers and stuff, all burning. You just see like what looks like somebody started a fire and then just threw a bunch of like papers and these little containers and stuff into this fire, and they're burning and they're smoldering now. There's not really much of a fire. It's more ashes and some smoldering stuff. But around the fire, you see about 7 dead ravens.
Blackwood's back.
Where's Blackwood? This has got Blackwood all over it.
And in the ravens, you notice really long, 10, 12-inch long wooden like spikes or thorns like sticking in them. Like just like a porcupine, like a giant porcupine exploded into all these birds, and they have all these like porcupine kind of wooden sticks sticking out of them, and they're just laying there all dead and bleeding. Or just dead, not bleeding. They're done bleeding.
And
They're just
this
dead.
looks like this
I
happened
made that
very
clear.
recently.
They're not decayed yet. It doesn't look like it just happened moments ago. It looks like this maybe happened within the last few hours. And then 5 feet beyond this pile of dead ravens with all these little thorny things sticking out of them is this fire.
It's just
All right, is there any
it
treasure
like
around
campfire?
here? Or?
Is there any treasure?
It's less like a campfire and more like if you were like burning garbage out in your backyard, like you're some kind of Lukasavich hillbilly.
Right, like some people burn like sticks and shit and leaves instead of bagging them. All right, so what I want to do
Those guys.
is, so what I want to do, let's get some, like, are there any gems or like golden pieces and coins? Like what?
Make an invest. Make a.
Bunch of dead birds and Thoradin's like, are there any gems?
Make an investigation check. Make an investigation check.
I mean, I know the mood is kind of somber, but I would like to see if there's gems.
So you you take Talon and you start raking through. You start flipping over dead raven bodies, and you start sifting through the ashes.
I don't
and stuff.
want to do that.
Oh, well, then explain better what you're doing.
That's fine. That's good. That's good.
It's awesome.
That's good. That's good.
Well, how else are you investigating?
No. That's
These
good.
gems
That's good.
you wanna
I
find.
want that. I want that.
All right.
Gems you want to find.
So you're flipping over the raven bodies and you're sifting through the ash. You do you don't find any gems, much to your chagrin. But as you're sifting through this pile of ashes, you knock 2 of these tubes over. They're leather tubes, and 2 of them are still intact.
Ooh, that's
Kind of tubes like a bag or
Like a
Like, would hold a-
did you ever
Like a-
buy it?
like a rubber, but like made
Okay,
out of
yeah,
leather.
they're scroll tubes. They're like scroll tubes.
Oh,
Oh, like what Nicolas Cage had in National Treasure when he stole the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, 2 of those.
Got it. That's all you had to say. Okay, got it. So can I open those up or?
Yep, you're just gonna pop them right open. You're gonna check for traps. or something?
Delicately, I'm not gonna like.
I'm gonna start doing that all the time to fuck with you guys. So you open the tubes, and both of them have pieces of parchment in them.
I give him the sparkle. I say, Wizard, check these out. Let me know what you think.
Okay, I'll check them out.
Well, how do you want to check them out? What do you just open them and reading them? Are you using an ability or something?
I check for traps.
All right, good. No traps.
I mean, does it? What does it look like? Is it delicate? Does it feel like I'm gonna break it if I open it? Does it feel?
No, you open them
I'm
up.
used
No.
to handling, Go ahead.
Really small things. Yeah. So you are. No, you pop it open and it seems not fragile. It's good, sturdy parchment. You pull one of the pieces out, and you notice right away that it is an arcane spell scroll of some sort. Make an Arcana check, unless there's some other ability you want to use. If you're just looking at it, do an Arcana check.
What is it? If there's proficiency, what does that necessarily mean?
I think it should add in your.
It just adds it, right?
It doubles your proficiency modifier and applies it to that ability check, so it should be
Got it.
good for you. It should be pretty high.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Oh, baby, here we go. You learned a new spell.
So so right away you start reading it, and you almost within seconds you're like you hand it right back to Thoradin, and you go, "Oh, this is one of your kind." You know this to be a spell scroll of a transmutation type, but is more aligned to like a cleric or paladin type of more of a deity, divine power than an arcane, wizardly type of magic thing. Whatever the fuck I'm trying to say. You hand it back to Thoradin.
Got it.
Cool. Oh, great. So I don't know what the fuck that means, but I'll take it.
What are you gonna do with it?
It seems something that maybe you
So
could be able to leverage.
Can I read it? Do I understand the wording on it? Do I?
Yeah. So make an Arcana or a religion check. I'll let you do whichever one you want.
Ooh. Okay. $17.
So as you start to read this first scroll, and you have the other one in your hand, and you can tell that they're likely identical. Within a few seconds, you realize that this is, and this is just in character. You know this, so no one else really does yet. So you're just holding this scroll up. You instantly kind of realize that this is a spell that you could cast from reading this scroll, whether or not you have this spell, that would purify food or drink. It would remove any disease. It would remove any poison. It would remove any age. Any
of coronavirus.
It would remove. It would eliminate Wuhan bats from the vicinity.
If there's any bat juice.
It's very handy.
All the bat juice would be gone.
So it's basically a consumable spell scroll that I could just like a once and done type thing.
Yeah. So you receive 2 scrolls of purify food and drink.
But no gems.
But no gems.
Or coins.
Or coins. You could sell these theoretically. And I'll throw those in our loot channel at some point, or you can just add them to your sheet right now.
What did you call it? A scroll of what?
Scroll of purify food and drink. You have 2.
Is there any of the burning materials that is legible?
Yes, partially.
Okay. I'll check them out. I mean, I'm just trying to
Yep. You notice you were able to get a good enough read on the first 2 scrolls that you handed Thoradin. Not that you could cast the spell yourself, just because it's outside of your sort of repertoire.
Mm-hmm.
But you are now you got such a good read on them because of your arcane intellect that you can tell very quickly that all of the rest of the burned pieces of paper were very likely the same scrolls.
Ah, gotcha.
And you also rolled so well on your Arcana check that you could probably tell there was about probably 6 other ones of these that have been destroyed. Maybe there were 8 total, and you guys have recovered 2.
So we're gonna keep these.
The other ones aren't probably salvageable though, right?
Have we inspected what these quills look like in the birds? Can I like take a closer look at like one of these dead birds and like what's stuck in them?
Yep. To make a medicine check.
What is that? 13 plus, so 15.
So you can tell right away that all the birds that died from being impaled by these little sticks of whatever they are. They definitely look like thorns. They look actually like thorns that would come from a plant, except they're huge. They're 10 to 12 inches long. And now that you're paying attention, you also see that there's a number of them sticking in some of the trees that are around you. It makes you feel like there was almost like a burst or an explosion of these things. These things were shot out, maybe like a shotgun or something, and they impaled these creatures. Otherwise, you haven't seen these before. Like they're not anything that you've seen grow naturally or anything man-made that would be like this. They're weird looking long ass thorns to you.
Looking around, can I see any indication of where they might have originated from?
Make a nature check or survival, whatever you think. Whether you'd be looking more at the plants or more at the environment. If it's more at the like plants and things growing around you, do nature. If you're looking more like what came here and what left, do survival.
That's tough. That could go either way.
This is interesting.
I'll do survival.
Okay.
What are you checking for, Deckard?
Just that to see if anything came and left. It was an 11 plus 5, so 16.
16? Okay. You see some slightly humanoid, but definitely not human, maybe smaller humanoid sort of footprints / dragging kind of trail footprints that head back out of this path, this little alcove that you came into, or grove or whatever, and head back down towards the road where you were headed, the same direction back towards the winery.
Do I have any sense of how long ago these might have been through here?
With that roll of a 16, you can tell that with the rain and the weather and stuff like that, these are within the last 12 hours this all happened.
Dan,
Maybe the last 6 hours. Sorry.
I look at you guys and I'm like, do you recall when we met Nathaniel, what we fought? We fought some of those little needle creatures, if you remember. And
I wasn't there for that.
I don't remember.
When we met Nathaniel, we were attacked by the woods by some little creatures that were like needle creatures or whatever. I don't remember if it was before or after we talked to him, but it was right around the same time. And it's just interesting that we're here by some additional ravens and near these needle creatures again. And I don't know if they, whatever. Doesn't look like the ravens won this one.
Can we keep one of these quills?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, I relay to the group that there's tracks that lead off. And so it kind of goes out and around back to the path that we were on.
Correct.
And I let them know that it looks like whatever came through and killed these things is headed ahead of us heading the same direction that we're going.
So they are headed south to tracks.
Yep. That's what he
Maybe
said.
this is what's upsetting the supply route.
Yeah, that could be.
So I say, Decker's like, well, maybe we should follow these tracks and see if we can't track this thing down.
Off to the winery. That's how
All right.
that's how we get there.
All right. Hey, are you guys good to go another 15, 20 minutes, or do you want me to try to wrap?
I'm fine.
I'm good.
I'll go with Adam. You get up early, I know.
I'm fine with whatever.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to do.
Sal, you good?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Will, you good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Be nice to get us to a certain point if I can. If not, no biggie.
Should I sell those scrolls, Doug? Are they worth a good penny?
Sorry.
Scrolls generally are like even ones that aren't super rare are worth a lot. If I remember.
I'll try. I'll see what Zelensky says.
Like Wizards, where you can scribe it. Dan does it like for your own class. Is that something that he could learn? That I guess he either knows it or doesn't, right? I'm trying to think for paladins. I don't remember how that would that add.
I know spell books I can learn from, but scrolls are only one-time usage, or at least that's how it was in Diablo. I don't know if that's different.
Yeah, I'll have to double check that, but I don't think that's a paladin thing that you can like transcribe scrolls into your spell book like a wizard can. But I'll look into it though.
Yeah, because they don't memorize spells and all that kind of stuff. They just wake up and choose which ones they're going to leverage that day, basically.
Right.
So I don't know.
They just beg a deity to do stuff for them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me take a 2-minute break, and then we'll go another 20 minutes or so if you guys are cool with that.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right.
Sounds good.
What are you laughing at?
From Doug's comments.
Yeah, Doug's funny.
I like how quickly we went from this map has some mistakes on it to it's probably cursed.
Yeah, right. I saw that. That's funny.
Mic on.
Man, I've been getting out in the world recently, and I went to get my hair cut today. It's crazy how polar opposite people are on this whole thing.
I know. It's sad, right?
Mask, like because when you're sitting in the getting your haircut, you can hear what the other conversations are at the other chairs, and you just hear like 3-4 different opinions all at once. I'm sitting there just laughing. Like one person's like, we shouldn't be going anywhere, and the other person's like, this is ridiculous. It's like boggling my mind.
That's what gets me is why the world can't come to the middle and be moderate and get, why the more there's why things seem to go to the polar extremes as
Mic on.
you know what I mean? And this is going to be where everybody starts where we start tearing everybody apart, right? It's like if the cases start ticking up because people are going to Edgewater Park and breathing all over each other and going to salons and gyms and stuff, and then you're going to have the one camp that's like going nuts about all these people. And then, but then if it goes the other way and it's like that we smooth out the curve and everything's fine, then you have all these other people. And I already see them coming out of the woodwork. They're like, this was all a hoax and bullshit. And I can't believe we're doing this. This is all just a way to get Trump out of office and tank the economy on purpose. And I'm like, both sides are fucking bananas. Really, both sides are crazy, right? It's like, can you just be a normal guy? Can you be like, yeah, this is a real thing, and this is bad, and I don't want to get it, and I don't want to spread it. I'm not terrified to leave my fucking house. I don't feel like everybody should be in like, a quarantine lockdown for the next 8 years. But be reasonable.
In a bubble, but don't cough on me.
Right, exactly. I don't want to be in a bubble, but I'm not going to go around licking groceries at the grocery store to make a point and sneezing on the produce section to be an asshole.
Right, like you can't go anywhere in New York
Tell you what,
without.
I still don't want people licking their fucking fingers when they count their money. I don't care if there's
Right.
corona or not.
Oh, that makes sense.
Away.
That makes sense. That
Don't
makes
do
sense.
that. Also, when you need to talk to me and you're a stranger, you don't need to have your fat belly touching me. Like you could just, disease or not, just get the fuck away from me.
Wait, no more belly touch?
No, never.
Oh no, no more belly
No,
touches.
I'm cool with social distancing forever. Just let me go to restaurants again.
I was already an introvert, so like it's fine.
Oh yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
man,
I
man,
actually
big
like
time.
parts of it where it's like, I'm so happy people aren't around me. I'm like, cool, I can get in my car and drive somewhere, and there isn't traffic forever.
It's great.
And there isn't like,
I walked out of 7-Eleven. I walked into 7-Eleven and I didn't hold the door for someone coming out. So he turns around and goes, "Oh, thanks." So I was like, I could hold the door for you, but then you're going to pass me. We're going to give each other germs. Like, isn't the whole point of it to not be in each other's personal space? Like, okay, you want to like fucking touch each other? That's fine, but like, sorry I was rude. I just was trying to adhere to like social distancing. Sorry I didn't hold the door for a 180-pound, 6-foot white guy. Sorry, like.
Be like, my dwarf sleeps naked too. So you want to make something about
Yeah,
that?
like, can I rub my belly against you? Like, I'll do it. Like, I probably have a stronger immune system than you. Let's go, you know?
All right. So as soon as Ponch gets on, we're all back. All right. So
Sorry.
you leave. No, that's good. We're just getting back. You anything you want to do with this little scene of the smoldering shit?
I gotta take a
bird?
piss. I would piss in the little middle. Is there still a smoldering little fire there?
It's almost out. You could probably finish it off.
Finish
with,
it off. Let me
there
finish
you
it
go.
off.
There you go. So you put the rest of the fire out.
Can I get a piss check?
Yeah, can I get a piss check? I want to make sure that he can actually do this. I don't believe he can.
Okay, hold on.
Roll an athletic check on that.
Athletics.
Yeah, how strong the piss stream is.
I think a Constitution check, right? There you go.
So that's a 15 plus a 56.
56.
Very
There you
strong
go.
prostate on that dwarf. Good stream.
So you guys continue down the road another couple miles. You're slowing down a little bit only because the road it's less of a road and more of a muddy trail at this point. The rain continues to come down. The cold continues to sink in. It's now about noon, although you would not know it by the sun. It is just a hazy, feels like kind of more like night than day. That the sun that's up at high noon feels more like a bright moon at this point. The road again starts to turn a little bit more towards into a path, and after about a half a mile, the road becomes a muddy trail. So right where you see this sort of dotted line now, right? I'm gonna just open all this up so we can see what's going on. You guys see? You still on the overland map here?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm gonna move you right there. Becomes a muddy trail that meanders through the woods, descending gradually until the trees part, revealing a mist-shrouded meadow. The trail splits. One branch heads west into the valley, and the other leads south into dark woods. A wooden signpost at the intersection points to the west and reads Vineyard.
So this is probably the vineyard.
This is where the Wizard of Wine is.
Looks like there's an AT-AT over there.
Get your harpoons and tow cables, boys.
Hopefully Strahd doesn't have any robot camels.
Jim. Robot camels.
So where are you gonna go? South, west, turn back.
I think as a group, we should all head towards the building, the AT-AT.
Okay. As the storm here starts to dissipate a little bit into maybe a light drizzle, unpainted fences blindly follow the trail that you're on, which skirts north of a sprawling vineyard before bending south towards a stately building, which is your AT-AT on the map. The fog takes on ghostly forms as it swirls between the neatly tended rows of grapevines. Here and there, you see rope-handled half barrels used for hauling grapes. North of the trail, right here, is a large stand of trees. A man wearing a dark cloak and a cowl stands at the edge of those trees, quietly beckoning at you guys.
We see nothing else but just a dude.
Well, you see all the other things I described, like the vineyard and the house and everything like that. But at this little grove of trees that you see, it's like kind of on its own. You see one. You can barely tell. You can't really tell. It's just a figure, a dark figure with like a hood and leathers on. And it's dark. It's raining, and he's just very quietly, just like not saying a word. If you didn't notice him, you wouldn't have heard or seen him, but he's just like going like this.
Oh, he seems friendly.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No, let's not assume the worst. Every time we assume the worst, we end up killing people, and then they end up killing us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Let's go see if he has any candy or bikes.
Right, maybe he's got gemstones or
he opens the door to his big black van.
On his party kind of life.
Let's get that Huffy, baby.
You got wrestling tickets?
I'm down. Let's go say hi.
Let's go say it might be the Wizard of Wines.
Yeah, it could be Strahd, but hey, I mean, look, as long as you don't aggro Strahd, he doesn't really get mad. When you have a warlock who shoots eldritch bolts at him, things get a little hairy, but we don't have that, so we're good.
We got Irina.
Right, well, you just gotta play it cool, man. Play it cool.
That's right.
All right, so what are you gonna do?
I start approaching them.
Yeah,
I
we
go
approach. Yeah, we all together. We give a wave back, right? We give a friendly, we give one of these.
And as you're walking towards him, he steps just back into the shadows just a little bit, kind of confident that you guys are coming forward. Is everybody walking up towards him or just a couple of you?
I think
I'm
we're doing
going.
everything as a group.
Yeah, ever
Okay.
since the incident.
Irina is always somewhere near, no offense to anybody else, but she's really comfortable with Spargol, Alaric, for the most part, Thornton a little bit, Deckard when no one else is around. Ragnar, she doesn't know too well. She trusts and likes Deckard. He says some things to her that kind of weirds her out. So
the Asperger's. Yeah.
she tries to stay near Spargol for most of the time. Maybe Alaric if there's something threatening and she's just looking for a wall to get between her and whatever it is. But that's how she goes. So she's a little bit in the background. As you walk forward, you see a guy.
Don't tell
Damn
me.
it! I hate that these. I'll tell you later. Okay, so you see this man, and as you get closer, you see he's quite elderly. He's got a white beard. He's hunched over a little bit. He's got one eye is a little bit more kind of shut than the is drooping. He's got a little bit of droop going on over his one. He's an older guy, like maybe 80s, like grandfather.
But he's
kinda guy.
human.
He's human, and he's got like a cane and stuff. And he says, he goes, I don't know who you guys are or who sent you, but there's danger up ahead in the winery. Who are you?
Oh, we're just some local yokels trying to get some drinks for the town. We heard there was some wine here, and we wanted to make a delivery.
Where are you? Where are you headed? Who sent you? Where do you need to take the wine? We're
What kind of danger?
trouble. We're under attack.
What's your name, sir?
He says, could you tell me who sent you, or where do you hail from?
Well,
Where do we hail from?
Never.
Not anywhere fucking around here. So if you could tell us who you are, that'd be great.
He says,
yes.
make a persuasion check, Adam.
Man, you were fucking around.
Check.
Oh, I love when Alaric talks. Yes, yes, yes.
He hears this like just strength and confidence in your voice that he feels like if you were there for something nefarious or underhanded, that you wouldn't be so confident. And he says, the name is Davian.
Just
Davian Marduk.
What's that?
My name is Davian Mardukov. He goes, I run the winery here.
It's nice to meet you. I'm Alaric Rendar, and these are my friends here, and I'll go through and name their names.
As you're naming the names, he puts his hand up like this and kind of waves, and you see 8 more figures step out of the trees of all various sizes and shapes.
Oh, we should have killed this guy.
They're all wearing black cloaks and hoods, but you see maybe, and you're taking a quick inventory here, so you see maybe like 2 or 3 other adults, maybe 2 of them male, 1 female. You're not sure, and then you see what look like kids.
What is this, a fucking concubine?
Probably three or four kids. You also see one of the figures is holding like a swaddled bundle in their arm as they all kind of step forward very sheepishly behind the guy who's talking. And the guy, and he says, Alaric, he goes, it's good to meet you. We're unfortunately, this is not the best time to visit our winery. We've been under a barrage of attacks for a couple weeks now, and and he kind of looks up at the storm, and he looks up at these trees, and he goes, "We've been displaced."
When you say attacks, what's attacking you? I mean, we're new to this area. I'm not 100% sure what's going on here.
Yeah, he says, I don't know what's not would be the better question. He says it's been a couple weeks now, but initially we were beset upon by a number of animated scarecrows who have ripped apart our fields, and after we were able to successfully kind of gain control of our winery after that and try to start to reassemble our production, just a few days ago, these plant creatures, for lack of a better word, with some very strange people came out of the woods and have taken over the winery. And he points and he puts his arm towards the building. He says, we can't go back in, and we don't know what they want or what they're doing here.
Let's
Wow.
get them.
Well, I mean, if there's any way that we can help, I mean, maybe we can combine forces here and get rid of this threat for you.
He says, we would be forever in your debt. He looks around at what you now presume is perhaps his family or clan or co-workers or whatever. And you do now notice that there are 2 middle-aged males, an adult female, 2 teenage, maybe 1 teenage boy and 2 preteen boys. And then you see that the adult woman is actually holding a baby. And they're all standing in this like grove of trees, just kind of shielding themselves from the rain. And he says, I don't know what me and my family can do to help. But
So at this point, from talking and seeing all these people, is it pretty obvious to me that there's not a whole lot of warriors among them? Like they're just
They're
literally
yeah.
like,
They look like commoners. They're just wearing leather and stuff. You don't see armor or arms or weapons much of any sort.
Sorry, we don't need them.
so
Two of the adults you notice have like really strange looking shoes on. For what that's worth. They have like what almost look like what I would picture as like Dutch wooden shoes with like really, really high heels on.
That's to stomp
Clogs
the grapes, probably.
kind of thing.
Like clogs.
Yeah, to stomp the grapes. Good
Yeah,
call,
they're
Sal.
great.
Yeah.
Yep.
well, I mean, I guess after assessing and discussing, I would probably tell them, hey, maybe what you guys should be doing is doing whatever you can for the situation and whatever's best for you and your family, and maybe we can go. Sorry, out of character. It's just so weird because all of a sudden are we all just like, yeah, let's just help some locals. We're just good. We're good hero warriors. Like, I mean, there's a lot of crazy shit going on.
Right, but
I don't want to seem so willing that I'm like, hey, stranger, I'd love to save your whole family and your business here, but
Maybe
We
we get a
knew-
cart of wine out of it.
We knew that the winery was in
You
trouble.
know?
That's why we came here, right?
right, I know,
For-
but
If we get a cart of wine, like maybe it's worth their trouble for us to get, you know what I mean? Maybe we get something out of it. If you're, you know what I mean? If you're thinking we're not just charging into every battle we get, you know what I mean?
right.
I don't know.
I
might
just didn't want to speak
benefit
for
us.
everybody. But yeah,
Are you guys saying any of this out loud?
No, I think it was
Just
all
out of
out
character.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna keep being a valiant here, and I'm gonna tell him that him and his family should seek shelter or do whatever's best for them in this situation, and we'll try to alleviate the threat.
Can you tell us any more about the attackers, like the numbers of them that are in there, or what they look like, or how
Well,
they
he
attack
told us
you?
what they looked like, right? It was started with scarecrows, and then it was plant creatures, and
Plant creatures? Yeah.
Yeah, he says
One of
about
those needles.
It started about 3 weeks ago, where the scarecrows, literally the scarecrows that we put in our own fields, just suddenly came to life. But more than just ours, there were dozens of them. They just started crawling through the winery, ripping the grapevines and plants right out of the ground, and digging and tunneling and really just barraging our winery. We managed to kind of fend that off the best that we could, and we thought we were okay for a little while. And then about 5 days ago, maybe 6 now, these strange people showed up. They were covered in dirt and moss and leaves, and with them were these plants that turned into humans, or humans that turned into plants or something, and there's countless number of them. Countless. We couldn't even keep track, and they were coming from every direction and up out of the ground and in through the windows, and we were just overwhelmed. And we fought the best that we could, but we gave up the winery and retreated to here. Our next step was to head to Vallaki when when the storm let up.
If this might be a long shot, but if you had to guess, is there any person or group of people that in any way, shape, or form would want to see you and your family and your business fail? Like, if you had to pick somebody that was behind this, could you even make a guess? Or is this just completely random? Never had any run-ins with anybody else, any rivals, nothing?
Oh,
No
we've been
enemies?
strong-armed by the Vistani for giving them cheap wine, but we provide most of our wine at almost at cost to all the taverns in the cities around town. We didn't have enemies outside of, of course, the Dark Lord, but we're far enough away from him that he hasn't disrupted our business in any of our lifetimes.
I want to ask him a question.
Yeah.
Hey, Davian, you know of any windmills around here?
I'm sure there's some windmills that dot the countryside, maybe a little more east of here. We're not on the terrain that would support such a thing. Why do you ask?
I'm not even sure myself.
I have a question for him.
Yes.
Hey, Davian, have you seen anybody getting attacked with weird, strange 10-inch quill-looking weapons around here?
Oh, we have one too.
And whoever has it in the pack shows it to him.
So when Ragnar says that and someone holds it up, he goes, "Oh God, yes, those are the tree creatures. They came out of the vineyard. They came out of the woods, and those." And he points at the thing. He says, "Those spikes were flying everywhere." He goes, "We lost a good number of helpers, and certainly are going to be picking those out of the side of our home for months."
So that probably explains plant creatures.
Sounds like we got a culprit.
Mm-hmm.
You got any Red Dragon Crush back there in the winery?
He says, "We do." He says, "We've still got a little bit of supply, although we're certainly not making anything right now." We've got a good 3 barrels of Red Dragon Crush left in the loading dock, and then there's probably another 3 or 4 barrels in the cellar, plus a whole room full of bottles. It's going to take us a while to spin production back up, even if we can clear this place out. But that much we have.
Well, if we were to help you, what would it take if you made a special edition batch in name of our group here that you could start selling?
If you restore our winery, I think we would have a vintage to honor the accomplishment for years to come. That would be no problem at all. In fact, and he points to the 2 older gentlemen. He says, and in fact, my sons would deliver it personally, anywhere within a reasonable delivery distance.
All right. Well, Lark, it's your call. We want to go investigate the winery here and clear it out.
Absolutely.
When you say absolutely, the old man kind of like brightens up a little bit, and he looks at the rest of his family, and he says, he goes, "Get word to the others. Support these gentlemen and the young lady the best that we can. And Godspeed to you all."
Lark's going to pull a sword off his back. And he's going to turn to him as he's walking away and say, you guys you just take care of you and your family, most importantly. We'll handle the rest.
He says, "Okay, I appreciate that." He goes, "There. One of them, I didn't see where he went. One of them had a staff, had a magical stick that he seemed to be using to create control some of these monstrosities." He goes, if we happen to find where that one is, we'll get word to you the best we can. But keep an eye out. He seemed to be a leader of some sort.
Maybe if we get him first, we were better off.
Might eliminate the whole threat.
Yeah. I think Spargle's going to have to light some people on fire.
Don't want to burn the wine.
It's true.
Very true.
If only this whole place wasn't saturated with water.
Any children in the barn?
Joking aside, he says, Davian says, we got everybody out. There's no more workers and none of my family left in the building. And we don't intend to go back until it's completely clear. And at that, he says, we're going to stay here in these trees. If there's anything we can do to help, please let us know. If you don't make it, and if we don't hear back from you within a few hours, we're going to start making our way to Vallaki. I have family there. And he says, otherwise, if you head straight south here towards the building, perhaps the loading dock or the front veranda is your best way into the winery. I wish I had more to offer.
We'll do what we can.
Thank you, Mr. Markov.
And are you guys then leaving the grove and heading towards the winery?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't we call it there then? Good.
Cool.
We're
All right.
past 11:30. I don't want to push it too late. We can say that you guys have just talked to the owners of this winery. They have let you know what's going on inside, and you are now midday, torrential downpour, marching across a vineyard, a field of grape plants, vines, things. You're walking across a vineyard towards this rather large winery. I'm going to show you, before we cut out, I'll give you a picture. This isn't an official one, but it's one that I liked of what the winery looks like. It's not the greatest picture, but I liked it this is how it looks to me. And then I'll read you the description, and then we'll call it there. Situated in the midst of the vineyard, the winery is an old two-story. You saw the picture, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got the picture brought up? It's small. I wish it had a bigger resolution, but two-story stone building with multiple entrances, thick ivy covering every wall, and iron fencing along its roofline. The trail ends at an open loading dock on the ground floor. A wooden stable of more recent construction is attached to the east side of the winery, next to the loading dock. That's actually on the left of your picture. West of the winery is a crumbling well and a wooden outpost, which you can barely see on that picture, but they're off into the distance on the right. Also on the right side of that building, as you see the picture, is more of the, I forget what it's called. It's more of a veranda. So it's actually open. So it's like an open, enclosed porch on the right side of that building. And you see huge wooden, like, barrels or vats, like 3 of them right there. And that's it. And we're going to cut, we'll cut it off as you guys are kind of like walking up to that scene.
I dig it.
Sounds good. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. 3 hours. I'm gonna end the stream there. Thank you everyone for watching.
I want to thank all of our viewers. We couldn't do it without you.